Crap. All right, you know what? I'll talk about it next week. I'll talk about it next week.
Why? What happened?
I forgot the other topic, but we have enough already.
What's the topic?
The the sex scandal with Activision and Blizzard.
All right, you know what? Fuck it. We don't need to talk about that. That's fine. Dang, that we can. That I don't even care about that, to be honest with you.
Oh,
But if yeah, we don't. I don't even care about that. We are live right now. This is the Overrated Podcast, episode 64. I am your co-host, Hoopy186. This is Traditionalist 101. Unfortunately, we are back on my channel because apparently, when you hear someone say 1 week, right? When you get an email saying that you're punished for 1 week, you figure it was 1 week, right?
correct.
And then come to find out that the strike was for 90 days. 90 fucking days.
We pretty much
So
suspended for 90 days.
yeah, from the Overrated Podcast channel. So what pisses me off is that neither email that we got, and we got two emails, right? Neither email said anything about a 90-day strike. Now I do recall you get a lengthy suspension for a strike. I do recall that, but that wasn't presented in the email.
Nope.
So we appealed it because apparently everyone else can talk about the Mario trailer, and but we can't. We they can show off the trailer and talk about it, but we can't do that. So we are appealing. I don't know if it's going to work or anything like that, but in the meanwhile, the podcast will be here.
Yeah, it. I was pissed off the first time. Now I'm really ticked off because I didn't see anywhere where it said 90 days in the beginning. And the fact that I could look at, because look, I could watch the trailer right now from us, from other people's channels.
Yep.
Other people's channels showing it. I don't see what is the huge difference between them showing it and us showing it. There is no difference. They're letting the trailer ride, and they will talk about it, give their opinions on it. We did the exact same thing as they're doing. So I don't know what the heck is going on here, but it is very, very annoying that we have to go through this now. But what makes it even more of a nuisance is that other people are doing it. That's the thing that really irritates me. Not just the suspension, but the fact that other people are doing it.
We just don't understand because you have to remember they never pointed out exactly why they struck the channel down and ended our stream, but it ended after the trailer. After we talked about the trailer, so
Right.
I'm going to assume that that's what happened.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating. It's annoying, but at the end of the day, we appealed it. We'll see what happens there. But um, for right now, we'll do the podcast here where it originated from anyway. So it's not that big of a deal, but it is annoying.
Trust me, it definitely annoys me. Definitely annoys me. But at least we could still get to stream somewhat. We don't have the intro because I don't think you could do the intro on here, right?
I don't have it loaded on here. I'll get it there eventually. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll get it there eventually. Like mainly I just wanted to start the podcast because like I said, I do have to go to work later on tonight. We have a shit ton of topics. So so yeah, so that's why I just kind of wanted to start to get it rolling. But anyway, how's your day?
Fairly, my day was pretty easy. Not too much work. Well, work actually started to pick up when it was time to go, which you know how
That's
annoying
frustrating.
that could be. I'm sure a lot of people have experienced that before, where you think it's time to go, or suddenly there's an emergency, or somebody needs you, this and that, this and that. That's really, really, really
Trust
annoying.
me. That's the thing that annoys me the most at my job.
Yeah.
So that's frustrating. And
What about
people
you?
get late. No, it's fine. Like I just chilling, whatever. Getting ready for work. I'm trying to watch the Heat game. This home opener. So we might as well get to the whole NBA stuff.
Yeah, you were well, we are going to talk about the NBA just for a little bit,
Mhm.
but I do want to say this, real quick. I don't know if you was noticing the post on Saturday, but that Alabama and Tennessee game was phenomenal.
Yeah, I heard it was great.
I was watching it, and to see them lose, man, I had a good thrill ride.
Mm.
To see them. I'm really sick and tired of seeing the same team winning every single year. And the fact that they lost, I think there's a really, really, really good chance that they probably might not make the playoff just because of this one loss.
I wouldn't hold my breath because every time they lose a game, if they continue to have one loss, they'll always be considered in the conversation. Always
That's true, but the fact that they're in the same conference, that puts them
does it
um
doesn't it doesn't even matter because the SEC has such a big bias going around it that it trust me, the only way they won't get in is if they have two losses.
you think that'll be the only way?
The only way.
Oh gosh. I hope not. It would when nothing would make me happier to see them out of the playoffs. But we'll see. If Georgia could stay consistent, and who's the other one? I think Ohio State is also in the top four right now.
Mhm.
Then I would definitely be like, okay, you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy. You know what's going on. As long as they continue to win, there's no way Alabama should be up there because I think they're either in the sixth or seventh spot right now because
Who?
because of Alabama.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I don't want to go too much on college. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't really care about it. I just wanted to share my happiness when they lost that game. So that was it.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So, what are we predicting with the NBA season? What's going on? What do we think about this year's NBA?
This, like, I honestly believe this is probably one of the biggest when it comes to competitiveness. We have so many teams where to the point where there's going to be a couple of good teams that's not going to make it to the playoffs. Good teams, because
I don't know if I go that far.
I'm going that far because you have to take into an account all the teams that were not able to make it to the playoffs last year. The
Okay.
Clippers, now that the Pelicans, have Zion.
Hmm.
So that's two teams that's going to compete to get to the playoffs right now.
Okay. I agree with you there.
You know what I'm saying? So
Well,
that that's
well,
that's so that's already a total. If you count all the teams that were in the that missed the playoffs last year, people are saying that the Lakers are going to be good. I don't think so.
no, I don't think they're gonna be good
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be good either.
unless
But
unless they trade Westbrook.
yeah,
And I do have a rant that I want to address real quick, right?
go ahead.
Okay. He played last night. I actually thought numbers wise he seemed like he played well.
Yeah.
But I guess he got hurt or something like that. I guess he hurt his hamstring or whatever.
Yes.
And he said
Oh, I
that
know what you're going to say.
and I'm paraphrasing here, that he the reason why he got tight is because he didn't have the same type of preparation that he had when he was starting, right?
Correct.
That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you knew that you were coming off the bench at least in a couple of days in advance. You cannot change your ways. You can't change up and see and try to improve on that. Let me tell you something, Steve. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
People like Westbrook are the reason why he's not going to be in the league in a couple years. He's not going to be in the league in a couple years. because you have that mental. It's a selfish mentality that he has,
Okay.
where he's gonna sit there. Remember, he pulled this bullshit last year. Like when he wasn't when he came off the bench for I think a game or two, he was like, "Oh, I have a back issue." And then all of a sudden, when he was back in the starting lineup, he was fine.
I didn't even realize that, but
Yeah.
okay.
So it's like we know what this is. If when a player is unhappy, then injuries hurt. Like stuff hurts more, right? Hamstrings hurt more, backs hurt more. You're gonna do. You're not going to rush to get back from injury, and that's not new.
Yeah.
That's not new. That's been going on for years, for decades. Ruben, what's going on, bro?
So you believe because well, I should actually ask you the question like this. So you think because of what he said yesterday, that solidified or that was basically the nail in the coffin of his future?
I think he was. I think he's gone either way. I think he's gone either way.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I
Okay,
don't want
that's
to. I don't want to overreact over one game. But if you're going to sit there and pull some BS like that, like what he did, and come up with all these excuses about what he's been about, at some point, if you're not willing to change, then you're not going to last in this league. You're not going to last in this league. So it's like as far as I'm concerned, like give it 20, 30 games. If they're if they can find a trade partner for to get him, then get rid of him. Then get rid of him. Because he's a selfish prima donna, and he's a guy who you cannot win with, or at least win anything substantial. Especially now when he's still, shooting air balls, right? Still, he ain't that guy. He ain't that guy. So it's time to move on.
it's funny that you mentioned the airball because I actually put a retweet. I don't know if you saw it,
Mm-hmm.
but I actually put a retweet.
I saw it.
Oh, you did see it? Yeah,
Yes, yes.
let me do that real quick. So I said, hold on, where is it? Okay, so I said on my tweet, this is what I pretty much said. I said this cannot be. There's just no way, man. How in the world are you shooting air balls already? That's pretty much what I said. And
Mm-hmm.
as y'all could see, that's him shot an air ball. And I said, I'm just here saying to myself, like, dude, all this time you were, because I remember he was posting of his practices, shooting the ball,
Mm-hmm.
this and that, and yet I see this air ball, and I'm saying to myself, like, dude, the game just started. You're fresh. Yeah, you this is your first game and you're shooting air balls already? Already.
I don't know what's more embarrassing, that or James Harden shaking a dude, shimmying, and then shooting a brick.
Oh yeah, that I think you have posted that one.
Yeah.
Um and look, bro, I like I said before a few months ago, I said I don't ever remember seeing such an epic collapse from a professional athlete in my entire life. I never seen somebody who was in the top 10. Some people put him in the top 5, and for him not to even be, I don't think he's even in the top 20 if I remember correctly. I don't think he's even in the top 20 now. And
He's a
for
stat
him
patter. That's all he's ever been. He's a stat patter.
to constantly be in a slump last season and now he continues to do it, of course, like you said, it's just one game. But the fact that he shot an air ball there, and yes, he did have good numbers, but like, come on, dude. Like, you have fresh legs. There's just no excuse for this anymore. Like, I'm sorry, especially when I think this is the last year in his contract.
Yeah, and that's why I think he's going to get traded.
dude, you got to like what I meant to say on my tweet. You got to be on your A game from now on. All 82 games, you have to be on your A
No,
game.
if he wants to get traded, like he don't have to be on his A game. He can continue doing what he's doing. He's going to passive aggressively, you know, do the thing that he does, and then they'll trade him, and then he'll go to a team that stinks, but he'll get his number, so he'll be happy. So
Okay, all right.
that
Well,
is who he is.
that's pretty much it. With that. Oh, and well, real quick, yeah, these are comics that that I got, which is pretty cool. You actually gave me a like, but I know the only reason why you did it was because of Street Fighter and Tekken. But
All right, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's not
yeah, but
important.
anyway, but one last thing, congratulations to Charles Barkley. With his new contract. Like I said before, I think the reason why TNT is doing this is because they don't want him to retire, and that's pretty much it. So
Yeah.
and well, yeah, we already know about Andrew Wiggins and everybody else,
Mhm.
and I am so looking forward to see what's going to happen with Draymond Green now
Yeah.
that Poole. Because since we're still talking about basketball, now
Mm-hmm.
that Poole and Wiggins got their contract and they got their money, I
Yeah.
am so looking forward to see what's going to happen with Draymond. I really am.
I
Because
mean,
all, because all, go ahead.
you see that video he posted about the punch?
What do you say?
No, he's just talking about the punch, and I'm like, bro, like, are we really still talking about this? Like, you said we had to say you had a press conference. You don't need to put no sauce on it. Just move on. But it was on the TNT. It was on the TNT broadcast yesterday.
Was he like bragging about it?
No, no, obviously not. But he was just reflecting, and I don't know if he apologized per se, but he was just reflecting on it, and it was like him in a close up, talking, and it's like, are we really going through all this over a punch? Like seriously?
Uh, I'm starting. I didn't get to see it, but it seems like from what you're saying, he wasn't being apologetic about it.
I mean, I didn't hear an apology, but like he might have. But I didn't watch it either. I just saw the clips of it. I just saw a clip of it, and it's like, are we really like what's the point? It's like we're
Mm,
just we're just putting content out there just for the sake of putting content out there.
oh, okay. So he was just doing it for his podcast.
No, it wasn't even. It wasn't even for the podcast. It was for TNT, and it was all this melodramatic music in the background, and it's like,
Oh,
bro, is this fucking TNT or Hulu? What the fuck's going on? Is this
okay.
documentary or something like that? We don't need to go. We don't need to go through all that. We saw what happened.
Yeah, everybody saw what happened. Everybody saw what happened, and you saw how how that organization still got their priorities straight. This is the exact same thing what you and I talked about last week, or I think it was the week before,
Mm-hmm.
where we showed Poole's numbers. We had Andrew Wiggins' numbers. Both of them destroyed him when it comes to numbers severely. And what to my surprise, those are the ones that they got a new contract ASAP, or a contract extension ASAP. They didn't waste their time. They got their contract. They're happy. They got their money, and we have Draymond over here punching people. And now you're saying that he made a video or whatever he did, the music in the background talking about the punch, dude. Right? What you need to do now is freaking focus on your and try to be on your A game. That's what you need to focus on. Trying to get good, and put your average more points, average more rebounds, because otherwise if you're not going to have this type of same amount of money in the near future. You're not going to have that same amount of money, buddy. So you need to get your I don't want to curse, but you need to get your crap together so you could focus on your near future when it comes to career. So I don't know, man. If he actually did that with the stupid thing with the punch, talking about the punch, like uh,
I'll show you the video. Like I'm not gonna put the audio, but I'll just show you what it looked like. Like it was him up close,
all right, let me see it.
reflecting on the punch, and I'm like, do you really need to do this? Like it's not. It's a waste of time, in my opinion.
You have it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it right now.
Okay, yeah,
But,
yeah. I
but
also think it's a waste of time.
yeah,
I
but
also
okay,
think,
but anyway, but who you think gonna win MVP this year?
oh, obviously, it's way too early to tell.
Yeah, but who you make a prediction? Who you think gonna win?
I'm gonna say either Giannis or Steph Curry.
I'm there's two people who I'm gonna pick.
Okay.
Either it's gonna be Joel Embiid or Luka Doncic.
You know what? You know what? You know what? I'm gonna say. Well, hold on. Giannis already has two, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're not gonna give him another one. They're not gonna give him another one. So, I'm gonna either say Steph Curry or Jean Morant.
All right. I found the video. Well, so you picked John Morant.
Yeah, Steph Curry or Jean Morant. Then they're not gonna give it to Giannis. He won his two, recently, so I highly doubt they'll give it to him. He's gonna have to be phenomenal in order for him to win one.
Hmm. Okay. Like to me, I think it's gonna be Joel because I think especially if Philadelphia plays well. This is how the video looked.
and
Oh my
I
god.
can live with that.
Do we have to go through all this bullshit about a fucking punch? Listen to the
No,
music. Don't listen to it. Listen to the music.
To see one of your worst moments.
I don't hear music.
Look at all the ups
Well,
and
let me go to the end of it.
and I can live with that.
You hear it? You hear it?
Yes, 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 yes.
Like really? This is a documentary over a fucking punch. This is legitimately a documentary over a punch. Like it's too melodramatic. It ain't needed.
You're absolutely right, man. You are absolutely right. I listen. You made yourself look more like a fool for punching your own teammate. Now you're talking about it on this video and not even being apologetic about it. So it just continues to make him look bad. And that's why I said, why do you think Wiggins and Poole got their money? They got their contract. And I don't dude, I don't know if he's gonna get one in Golden State, bro. I don't know if he's gonna get one in Golden State. I think they're done with this dude. I think they're done with his antics. I think they're done with his theatrics, with all of his drama, and I'm pretty sure they're all ready to move on with new youth, with new structure, with less drama as possible. That's what I think. That's what the Golden State organization wants.
Oh, we'll see. But they they won yesterday. They beat the Lakers and what the first game was Philadelphia. No. Philadelphia. Who did they play in the first game?
Wasn't it Boston?
Yeah, it was Boston. Boston won that one. So
Yeah.
yeah. So who going to the finals?
Yeah, yeah, way too easy. I'm going to say these two teams only because I hope it's these two. I really want to see Giannis and Steph Curry in the finals. I really want to see the Bucks versus Golden State, and only because I think those are the two best players in the league right now, and I want to see them go head to head.
Okay,
Who are you going for?
man. I'm gonna say Golden State.
Oh, you saying Golden State also?
hmm
Okay.
The Eastern Conference. I'm. It's tough, man. I'm going Brooklyn.
Wait, hold on. What?
I'm going Brooklyn.
That
I don't like.
wait
I
a
don't
minute.
like saying this. I don't like saying this, but I'm gonna go Brooklyn.
You mean to tell me you're going to pick a team that still has that drama going on? You're going to pick that team.
Yeah, yeah.
That team
Because look, top to bottom, they are the most talented team in the Eastern Conference. They can't play. I don't think they'll defensively. I don't know what they're gonna do defensively, but they are the most talented team in in the Eastern Conference.
I
So
think the most talented team is Boston.
you can make an argument for that. You can make an argument for that. But
That team is loaded with talent.
yeah, but I'm gonna say Brooklyn and Golden State.
I
So
mean, I don't know, man. I don't think Brooklyn is better than Boston or the Bucks or Milwaukee.
yeah.
So that's a shocker that you would pick them. I'm really
I mean,
really
look, if they don't make it, then I'm straight. Like I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't.
okay.
But yeah, but that's my pick. Let me read the comment before we move on. A
Hmm.
double shooter. What's going on, bro? He asked me if I saved up on that PC. Every time I try to save, always something comes up. So that's life for you. Conspiracy agent. He said hi to us earlier. He said that what to expect from every 2K game from EA: a load of bullshit transactions and horrible random number generator, and an extremely low chance of getting what we want, and you end up putting more money and release of dopamine to the brain. Um, I mean, I haven't played 2K in a minute, so I was thinking about getting it because there are some aspects of the game that does interest me. So but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like it just you know
Unfortunately, and by the way, shout out to you, conspiracy agent. Uh, Unfortunately, that's pretty much the standard when it comes to gaming nowadays.
yeah.
That you get a whole load of bunch of crap that no one asks for, instead of actually focusing on single player content and making the game actually better.
But
They're not. Go ahead.
there is one aspect in 2K that I really like is in their I think is I don't know if it's like a career mode or whatever,
Hmm.
but GM mode or whatever, but you can start from any era and play that season. So you can start from 1980 like 6 or whatever, and you'll be able to play with every I don't know if it's every, but you'll be able to play with every team that was in the league at the time, and every player and most players that were in the league at that time.
Most players.
Yeah.
I guess I could take most. I guess I could handle that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think Charles Barkley is in the game. Um and I don't think Reggie Miller is in the game either.
Hmm.
So
That's interesting.
yeah. Yeah, but obviously Jordan, Bird, Magic, you can play as those teams as they play that season and then keep progressing into the new day.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. I don't yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah. So I mean I don't really do you have anything else to say about the NBA stuff or
No,
no?
no, yeah, because again, it just started.
Mhm.
We talked about Westbrook and Draymond Green and Wiggins and Poole, getting their money regarding to linked to Draymond, and you made your prediction, I made mine. So it's obviously early, but I'm mainly focusing more on the NFL and college football.
Yeah.
But it is very interesting to see how far the competition as far as competition goes, because I think I really do believe now that everybody's healthy, it's going to be it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to make it to the playoffs or the play in and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely,
Well,
especially in the West.
yeah, yeah. So the team that I think people have to look out for is the Clippers and the Pelicans.
Yeah.
That's who I think in the Eastern Conference. Obviously, I think Atlanta should be better. Um, who else should be better? Obviously, Boston and Ruben said that Boston's the most well rounded, and I do agree with that.
That's
But
why I think they're the most talented.
I definitely wouldn't count out Miami. I know a lot of people are. I wouldn't do that. Um, I think Chicago's going to take a step back. I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be as good. I don't think they're going to be as good this year as they were last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
No, I don't think they're going to be as good. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, it is early, but I don't mind talking about some do some prediction for the NBA. So
Yeah.
I don't have no problem with that. All right, so we're done with that. This I don't want to spend way too much time on because this is we've seen this coming.
Hmm.
G4 is officially done.
The
Right?
nail is in the coffin, my
Yeah.
friend.
Do you have the article or no?
You said you was gonna pull it up, so I was waiting for you to.
I'll go get it.
Yeah.
It won't take too long. So yeah, so pretty much the head of I know it's a Comcast executive. Let me get the let's see. Yeah, hopefully this will have the letter. Where are we at?
What the heck was that? That
Yeah,
was
that's
funny.
my brother. That's my brother in the background.
Oh, okay. He there.
He's
He's
watching
probably
the
watching
game.
the Miami game, the Heat game. Okay. Well, I'm assuming that
Yeah,
they're doing a good job
yeah,
since he's all excited.
yeah. They're leading right now, so that's good. Um, let's see. Let me get. I'm still trying to find. I want to look for the. I want to look for the letter that homeboy said.
Okay. And speaking of Miami,
Mm-hmm.
I think now that the Nets did actually get better, Miami's not going to make it to the top four.
No, we'll see.
Now that the Nets has Simmons, and apparently he seems to be healthy. I don't know what happened to his back, but apparently he's healthy,
Yeah.
and somebody obviously going to have to move out of that fourth spot. So I think that's going to be Miami, unfortunately, because I don't think they're better than Milwaukee. They're not better than Boston. They're not better than the Nets, and I don't think they're better than Philadelphia either.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Did you find it?
No, I can't find it, but I'll just show the article. Like F it. Um. Yeah. So yeah, we pretty much knew that it was coming to an end, and then it just became official.
Yeah.
So me personally, like I said before, like it was never going to last under under what they were doing. You can't revive the past and continue with the content from the past. Like you're gonna have to adopt and adopt and survive, and they weren't able to because they relied too heavily on they relied too heavily on nostalgia in name only, and then they relied on content creators who were not good. So and content in general that wasn't good. So it's like it was bound to fail regardless. So
And like I said before, I still believe that rant just made their content close sooner. And I
yeah,
believe that because of that rant, everyone decided, not to watch anymore. And let me tell you something. From my personal experience, I actually wanted to give it a try. And the only reason why I wanted to give it a try was solely because of Kevin Pereira and Adam Sessler. That's it.
I
It was only really based on those two guys why I wanted to give it a shot. But because of that stupid rant that you gave, I just was no longer interested in watching.
I wasn't interested because of Adam Sessler. So
You know, the only reason why you weren't interested is because he blocked you. That's why.
they're not really blocked me because
That's the
he
reason
comes
why.
off as a fucking idiot.
No, because he blocked you.
He
Be
comes off as
honest.
a fucking idiot.
Be honest. Adam Sessler blocked you, and that is the reason why you no longer wanted to support the show.
No, dude, I've been not a fan of him for the longest time before he blocked me. I mean, I can see his tweets now, but it's like I don't care what he does. All right, let me read this. Let me read this from Comcast Spectre chairman and CEO Dave Scott. Um, he said, as you know, D4 was reintroduced last year to tap into the popularity of gaming. We invested to create the new G4 as an online and TV destination for fans to be entertained, be inspired, and connect with gaming content. And they did none of those things.
Okay.
Over the past several months, we worked hard to generate that interest in G4, but viewership is low and the network has not achieved sustainable financial results. This is certainly not what we hoped for, and as a result, we made the very difficult decision to discontinue G4 operation effective immediately. I know this is disappointing news, and I'm disappointed too. I want to thank you and everyone on the G4 team for the hard work and commitment to the network. Our human resources team is reaching out to you to provide you with support, discuss other opportunities that may be available, and answer any question you may have. So that was pretty much it for his letter. There was a guy who worked there who
Mm-hmm.
said, "Oh, you're right here, Gerard the completionist, right?"
Okay.
So this is the letter. I am showing this, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
So this is the letter, and this is what he responded, right? And he worked at G4. This tweet is how I found out I lost my job. How neat. So
I'm sorry.
so
I mean, I don't mean to laugh. It's
mhm,
not funny when people lose their job or when they get laid off. It's just the way he said. I couldn't help it. That was really funny.
yeah.
That
So
was funny.
if you want to see what a bad company is when something like this happens. When your employer finds out that their job is gone through a tweet instead of hearing from the boss themselves or someone at the company.
That to me, that's just unacceptable, man. I
Right.
hate it. I hate it when any company, like I hate it when a company decides to let somebody go or lay off someone, or if the company just goes full brain co-op and decide to close, and people found out on the internet. I hate it when even when it comes to sport. We would just finish
Mhm.
talking about the NBA. I'm just going to use that as an example. I hate it when the players that get traded or the players that get cut is when they found out online first before their coach or whoever reveals that information to them first. Like I was never ever a fan of of that type of of that type of way of to communicate with your employer. Someone who works for you, who tries to do a good job, and they found out that they no longer have that job on the internet. Instead of you being a professional boss and tell them that look, we have to close or we have to lay you off. If they have to find out from a tweet, that's not a good organization to me.
Yeah. There is a couple of fallouts with this thing. All right, so let's go with Adam Sessler first since you mentioned him, right? So he made the comment, thanking everybody at G4 or whatever, and then he gets he gets trolled or whatever, and then he starts like just retweeting people and saying all this crazy shit to people
Hmm.
on Twitter. Right? So I don't know if they have any example tweets. Um get all this bullshit out the way. Um Let me see if they have any example tweets that he. Okay. All right. So this is his first tweet regarding it. Want to send my best wishes to some of the best and most talented people I've ever worked with. Please hit me up in some way I can help. You're all awesome and to not find your way. Big love. And then there's a second tweet. And to those misguided who need to send vitriol, go right ahead. I'll keep taking your hits like I have for 20 years. I'll still be here just caring about the good people who got jacked. Um, and then people started going at him about that. And okay, there we go. Robin Shu, your inability to listen to any criticism, no matter how valid, for 20 years is staggering. And his response is, your ability to listen to me without any regard for independent thought for 20 years is quite staggering too. So that's not too bad. Okay, and this is where things go off the rails. Employed Republican said, I'm sure a washed up middle aged man like you will be back on your feet in no time. within this roaring economy created by the Democratic Party. Excited to see your next project. Good luck, sir. And he said, "Just ask your mom. I'm doing fine."
Oh my gosh.
So,
I think I saw that one. Yes.
let me see.
Oh my gosh.
And then
Oh,
Leonard Wintucker said, "Got woke and went broke." And then he replied, "Do you fuckwits have one writer who only knows one rhyme? Also, like a real adult, unlike your mom, I have multiple incomes. Go fuck your chief again, you desperate Nazi." Now, now, listen. Obviously, I'm not a fan of Sessler, but if people are gonna come at him, he's gonna go right back at them. I can't blame him for that. Now, do I think it's do I think it's mature? No, but
oh man.
it is
My
what it is.
bad, my bad, my bad. Dude, that was I had to get that one out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my gosh. That
Mhm.
was funny.
Yeah,
That
so he just spent the day just fighting people on Twitter, and then Frosk. Let's do this before we move on. She called out G4 TV for failing to support her after backlash over sexism in gaming segment.
Oh yes, I remember that one too. Like, give me a
So
break, lady. Like, why those people that was applauding you? They were just doing it just for you. I guarantee you, they were probably like, man, what the heck is this chick doing?
no, I,
But
I I I hear what I think happened. I think they figured that it was just something to go viral, and then it did go viral, but it had the opposite effect.
correct.
So let me
This
see.
is this is what happens when you alienate half of your fan base. This is what happens. You get a product that nobody wants.
Hmm. All right, so let me see if I can find her comments.
That's that's pretty much what you get. And while you're looking,
Mhm.
you, me, and Dark, we all said this when we were all together in the podcast. I don't know if you remember
Mhm.
that when you have so many other people that could share, gaming, content on YouTube. I think what also hurt G4 was the fact that the way how they do their presentation was really more of a corporate setting, if you will. While everybody else is more, personal. They're either in their, they're in the house, or they're in the garage and whatnot. While I don't think the presentation how G4 does it is really appealing anymore. Like, it's like as if I'm turning in to watch the news. The way how it's being presented, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like I said, it was a relic of an old era, and what they were offering today just didn't work. Just
yeah,
didn't work.
yeah,
So
it just doesn't work. And like we said, we have options now. We have people who actually plays the game, unlike they do. Now, I guarantee a lot of the games that they talk about, that they review, that they do previews, I'm pretty sure they didn't even beat the game. But here on YouTube, we have people who beat the game. We have people who do live streams. We have people that will do walkthroughs, and they will have people who will just do speed runs. So look, you have all of these options just by doing a couple of clicks. There's just no way G4 will be able to compete against that. They can't. They can't.
yeah,
Why in the world am I going to tune into G4 when I have all these other options over here?
nice. Ooh, nice. Oh, nice. All right. So here's what she posted. Right. My sexism in gaming segment was approved by all executive showrunners and XPlay. When I was originally hired and cast, G4 made it their internal statement that diversity and inclusion was what it was built on to fix the past. I was fully supported initially until doxing and threats. And then she added here in this article, then I asked for support multiple times and was ignored and directly lied to about support coming. No guidelines, no plans, no help. Then management changed and it became openly hostile. So, yeah. So I mean, no, look, she's always gonna be the one that is always gonna be looked upon as the reason why it failed. And you know,
Well, I mean, she
it,
certainly didn't help.
no, she didn't help, but she's definitely not the reason why it happened. She's not. Like, to me, she's a scapegoat for a lot of people who don't like her. And you know, it is what it is. Like, not you know, whatever. Like, I mean, I'm not going to follow her in her next adventure. I don't know, nor do I care what she does next.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, the problem with G4 is that um the problem is that the concept of G4 worked back then. It don't work now. It
Exactly.
don't work now. It just don't work.
I'm sorry.
And just
We have too many options, man.
yeah.
And the last thing that I believe that what they should do now is not just keep them not I think what each and every one of them just gonna have to do is just be regular YouTubers.
I think most of them are your regular YouTubers.
All of them?
Yeah, I think so. The
Oh.
vast majority of them are regular YouTubers. You know what I
I'm,
mean? And
I'm surprised someone like Kevin Pereira or Adam Sessler, you would think their content, their YouTube channel would be booming.
I don't know if
Just
Tesla
missing
has
the
a YouTube
name
channel.
recognition. Huh?
I don't know if Tesla has a YouTube channel. Um, I mean, look, his name, like, look, despite how I feel about him and how a lot of people feel about him now, his name carries weight in the gaming and when it comes to gaming media, it does. So you know, like he's already tried with Rev 3 that failed. He tried with the revival, it didn't work. You know, I and if he just does his own thing, I think it can work. But you know, if he's gonna sit there and attack half of America, a part of me feel like it can work if you're a bit antagonistic. A lot, I think it can work if you're. But to me, I just think that I don't care for his content. I don't care for his content, so I'm not going to watch. But he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Like all these people, they'll be fine. It just like it to me, G4 dying is not a surprise to me.
Yeah.
And tough cat MLG here from Wisconsin. How you
Yeah,
doing?
what's going on? Cat MLG, what's up, buddy?
Oh,
Welcome
and
to the
also
podcast.
Rishmai Medor. Thank you for watching.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, beautiful. How you doing?
Ruben said that the revolution won't be televised. They need to do exactly what they do, but stream it instead of televise it. No, I don't think that was gonna work. That wasn't gonna work.
You don't think
Um, no, like because the content is what the problem is, not how they did it. It's just the content themselves itself. It was the content. The content was no good. So it's like, what can you do?
it's like I said before, the presentation was more like in a corporate base, like it was like in a corporate setting. So you're not really going to have people, tune in with that type of presentation. If it was an exclusive one, if it was the exclusive one where that was the only option, because I remember, wasn't game trailers was also some type of show also at the back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what happened to them, but obviously G4 was the cash cow. They were the king at least at a certain time. But once again, well, we keep saying this over and over and over. They had too much competition, and when it comes to competition, you have people will flourish, other people will wane and die out and just fall into the cracks, unfortunately. And that's what happened with G4. And I don't think they should try to bring back G4 again. This time, it should just stay dead. No, there's no revival after this. You tried to bring it back again, and it just didn't work. And frankly, you had You had the opportunity to be to be great. But once you started, with that stupid rant, there was no turning back. I did not watch not one show after that rant. Not one. I didn't even watch 5 minutes of it. The only reason we would talk about it is if something crazy happened. You know what I'm saying? Like what happened with Frost when she, instead of showing humility, she was acting all prideful, saying, "Oh, I didn't get laid off. Oh, I'm still at the job." Where yet you had people who got fired, and yet all you want to do is brag that you were still working. Like, come on, that doesn't draw more fans and to into your name. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a bad look altogether for G4. If you wanted to bring back nostalgia, you should have brought everybody back. Like I said, that should have been your go-to goal. If you wanted nostalgia to be your main reason for people to tune in, you should have brought everybody back. But like you said, Morgan Webb wasn't going to come back because she's doing her own thing. Olivia Munn wasn't going to come back. Layla Kaylee, she wasn't going to come back. So there was really not like, what else? Chris Gore, I mean, he's cool too, but I don't think he would have saved the show. So like, I don't. There's just nostalgia shouldn't have been the primary reason why you thought the show was going to be a success.
No, it's dead, so it doesn't matter.
I don't feel
Um,
sorry for them. To be honest with you, I don't feel bad at all.
no, I don't care. Speaking of dead, you want to talk about Splinter Cell?
Um, do you want to read the comics first?
No, no, we're good. We're good. We're good.
Because I saw one where he said G4 is king for real. I mean,
It
oh,
was.
was king. Oh, it was king. Because what I was about to say is, if it were king, well, look at him now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was king. But again, the only reason why it was king because they didn't have competition back then. They didn't have anybody else to compete. Now they got people to compete with, and they were unable to compete with everybody else. So I'm sorry, when you have to compete with people who are doing live streams and walkthroughs and reviews who actually played the game and speed runs, it's too much. How in the world they can compete with that? They can't. So it is what it is, man. I wish them all the best. I'm sorry that you lost your jobs, but you should have found a better formula, a better recipe to succeed, and nostalgia wasn't going to be one of them, because you couldn't even do that right because you didn't even bring everybody back. But anyway, um, Devil Shooter says they were trying to capture that Sony PS on the internet and failed. You agree with that?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know what he means by that. So, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Let's talk about Splinter Cell.
All right. Let me see. Where is my Splinter Cell article? Okay, can you see it?
Yeah, share it.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go, man. I'm definitely not happy about this. I'm pretty much.
Oh,
Go
okay,
ahead.
okay, okay. Now I know what he meant. He said that they were trying to capture that PlayStation Sony hate on the internet and it failed. Yeah, because she made some comments about PlayStation and how they didn't have nothing this year and mind you, this is a company that released they're going to release God of War. They released Gran Turismo 7. They released Horizon Forbidden West and a whole bunch of other third party exclusives
Hmm.
all in one year. The year that she said that they had no games to play. They released all these fucking games. So it's like, yeah, it's just like you hire a bunch of idiots and you get what you get. So it is.
Yeah. that pretty much sums it all up. Yeah. So Devil Shooter, you're absolutely right, my friend. You are absolutely right. And one thing, Tough Cat. Yeah, I know I know exactly who you are. I know I know exactly who you are. But once again, thanks so much for joining. And yeah, this is the podcast, man. This is the podcast. So I'm really glad that you're here, brother. Real good meeting you. Also, it was really cool working with you. Um, but here we are, man. This is the new article. This is another topic we're talking about once again about gaming. Splinter Cell remake director to leave Ubisoft after 11 years. Um, Hoovy 186. You kept on talking about how you've been sick and tired of this company and how you've been disappointed with all the games that's been coming out, all the disappointing news that's been coming out. And now here's more disappointing news, at least for me, because I believe that now that David is gone, I think it's going to compromise the game. Because if he was the one that was in charge, if he was the one that was responsible of making the overseer, if you will, I don't. They didn't. They you know what? Let's just read the article first before I give my full opinion. So David Gravel, a veteran of Ubisoft of 11 years, has announced that he is to leave the games company. Gravel is the game director at Ubisoft Toronto and has been in charge of the Splinter Cell remake since November 2021. Gravel joined the Ubisoft in November 2007 as a junior game designer and worked on undisclosed projects. Since then, he's been a game designer on titles such as Crisis 2 and Ghost Recon Future Soldier before becoming lead game designer on the likes of Far Cry Primal and Far Cry 6. His most recent project is the Splinter Cell remake, which Ubisoft officially announced it was working on last October. Let's see. After more than 11 years at Ubisoft, it is now time for me to go on a new adventure, Guevara wrote on Leakin Thanks VGC. He made no indication what this new adventure will be, but simply wrote, "Stay tuned." Like this is one of the things that kind of annoyed me a little bit. Now, listen, if you want to try to do something else, if you're looking for something new, something fresh, I'm look. I applaud you, and I wish um for your future success and all the other stuff. But come on, bro. You knew so many people was anticipating for this game, and for you to just say "Psh, peace" and just walk out on it really disappointed me. Really disappointed me because I don't necessarily see who's going to take his position and if the game is going to continue to be made. Like I don't know. Like they didn't give us any news regarding when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's continue on. As a game designer, the director on Splinter Cell Remake, Gravel was involved with the design, direction, management, and game mechanics for the project. So he had a lot of responsibility. Little to known about the remake, but in September, a job listing revealed that Ubisoft was recruiting a scriptwriter for the game. This is an opportunity to be part of a treasure franchise rebuilt on Ubisoft Snowdrop engine to deliver next generation visuals, modernized stealth gameplay. The listing read. Splinter Cell first appeared in the Xbox exclusive in 2002 and was one of the biggest launches for Ubisoft back in the day. Absolutely, it was. Multiple entries followed with release on the likes on the PS2 and the GameCube, but the last entry in the series, Splinter Cell Blacklist, launched in 2013 on PS3 360 with ports also for the Wii U and PC. The game was built in the Unreal Engine 2.5. We don't really care about that stuff. And here it is. It is unknown why Gravel is leaving as game director in Ubisoft after a year on the project, but it's clear he has a big gig lined up. As for the Splinter Cell remake, we will have to wait. Okay, so what is that supposed to mean? You have fans waiting for this game, and you announced this game last year. What do you mean we have to wait? Wait on what? Waiting on if the game is going to finish? Waiting on if you're going to even bother making the game. You know that we've been waiting for this game for years now. Years. And the only thing you could say, we would have to wait to get more concrete details about what the game will be like. While it's known that Ubisoft wants to keep to the heart of the Splinter Cell experience for the remake. So you basically give us nothing. You gave us no, yeah, it gave us absolutely no update. The least you could have done is just say, while Greville is leaving, we will continue, making the game for the fans, whatever, whatever, whatever. You didn't even do that. You just basically left us a question mark on our top of our heads, wondering if this game is going to be if this game is going to be complete or not, so we could play. Dude, I'm over this company, man. Like, I'm really tired of this company. I've been disappointed with all the Ghost Recon games. I've been disappointed with I've been trying to get into Rainbow Six, and I know you've been upset with Rainbow Six. You haven't given us any new game where we could actually have confidence in your company. And now with Splinter Cell, the guy leaves, and we don't even know if the game's going to be completed. We have no idea if the game is going to finish. What are you, Ubisoft? What are you doing? How could you do this to your fan base? It seems like you are purposely ruining each one of your IPs one by one by one. Like, dude, like Hoovy 186, I'm tired of this, man. Don't Out of all the games. Now I know I'm being biased here because Ubisoft, although I love Ubisoft back in the day, Splinter Cell was my go-to game. That was my number one game in that entire company. It was that one. I love Ghost Recon also, but Splinter Cell was the game for me. Without Splinter Cell, I don't give a crap about Ubisoft anymore. That was the only thing that where I actually had faith into that company was because of Splinter Cell. Now that the guy's gone, you give us no update about the game. I'm tired of this company. What do you have to say?
All right, let me read a couple comments before I give you my quick thoughts. Jordan Schneed, I think you know who this is.
Yes.
Okay. And then
What's going on, Jordan?
Double Shooter said that I haven't bought an Ubisoft game in many years. I wish I could say the same thing. I remember playing Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 is not a bad game, but when you are just doing the same shit over and over again, it gets boring. What else did I buy? Well, I played Division 2. Like I said, not a bad game, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this kind of got boring after a while. And I had nothing else that I really care about when it comes to this company. Now, let me give you my quick thoughts on what's going on here.
Okay.
Do you honestly think that a game is going to be made when the director of the game leaves after 1 year? I
You
don't
said
think I don't think the game being made. It definitely is damn sure not a priority for Ubisoft. We know what their priority is. They had a show showing a whole bunch of irrelevant bullshit, and then they ended the show with like 30 minutes of fucking Assassin's Creed, and they announced like 1,000 Assassin's Creed games. We know what their priority is, and if that's your priority, then you know what? My priority is not to buy your game. So I don't see this game coming out.
you don't think it's coming out at all.
No,
Great. Yeah,
I
that's just great, man. That's just great. That's
Yeah,
just great.
I don't think it's coming out. Like you're already a year in, and you already have your guy already. You already have your guy, or the lead director of the game, already leaving after a year, and he's been there for 11 years, and he's gone, and now he's gone. The guy who's supposed to be in charge of directing the remake is gone. Yeah, the game's not coming out. To me, the game's not coming out. So
So the game is scrapped.
I think the game is going to be scrapped eventually. I mean, look at Prince of Persia. Like I remember, I mentioned this last time we talked about Ubisoft. Look at Prince of Persia.
Mm-hmm.
They showed a remake of. They showed one screenshot of the game, the remake. It looked like dog shit, and we haven't heard nothing about it since.
Yeah, we heard nothing.
So as far as I'm concerned, like I Ubisoft been dead to me, so it is. I would be disappointed if I wasn't surprised.
I thought you'd be disappointed because although you really don't care about stealth games, Splinter Cell was the game that you liked.
Yeah, but I don't. I didn't trust it. I didn't trust the company to make to make the game right. I didn't trust them. So like, I would be upset if I wasn't like if I was surprised I would be upset, but I'm not surprised, so I can't be upset.
No, I'm highly upset. What being surprised or not, I was highly upset because I don't know if you remember when we talked about this when it was announced that they were going to make the remake. I was ecstatic. I was ecstatic because even because as much as a fan that I am, with this and with Metal Gear, it bothered me to the core that those games were no longer going to be made anymore. Because I was obviously disappointed. I was obviously not happy about it. But then when I finally heard the news that one of them was going to be made and it was going to be a remake, I was really happy about about Ubisoft. You may disappoint me with all these other games, but one of my favorite franchises of all time that you have was going to be made. And now the director decides to leave, and you gave us absolutely no update if the game was going to be completed. You gave us nothing. At the very least, well, you know what? No, even if they did tell us that the game was not going to be made anymore, at the least we have the information. I could at least respect you enough for the info. But the fact that you're just giving us uh, 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 um, a huge question mark really, really irritates me. But you know what? I'm just gonna take your word for it. You say the game is not going to be made, and I'm just gonna have to leave it at that. The game is not going to be made. I'm sick of this company, and this was the last straw for me. This was the last straw for me. I no longer have hope with this company. A matter of fact, even when the Assassin's Creed game comes out, I'm not even going to buy that game. I'm not even going to buy that game because I'm just tired of this company. And besides, I felt insulted when all you did was show CGI of Assassin's Creed, and then you had the nerve to ask for pre-orders. Like get out of my face with that garbage, man. I don't mind if you show CGI cutscenes and whatnot, but then don't talk about pre-orders. Don't do that. Don't do that. And fast forward to today, this guy decides to leave, and we get nothing. Yeah, I'm done with this company, bro. We can move on to the next topic because I'm just gonna, get on a bigger rant because this is one of my favorite games of all time, and now I'm not going to have it. Screw Ubisoft. Screw Ubisoft. I'm done.
At least, well, they killed off all my favorite games that they've ever made, so you know, it is what it is. So, all right, your turn. Silent Hill.
All right. So at least there's some good news. With the exception of this ridiculous topic. Get out of here. I'm gonna X you out. Get out of here. At least we have some good news. Um, when it comes to Silent Hill. And oh yeah, and the other news, we have Gotham Knights that's coming out this I believe this week. I think this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Gotham Knights is going to be coming out. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So that's good news at least. So I'm currently looking for a console right now. Hoover, you said you were going to, I guess, be on the lookout. If
Yeah.
any of you all know any updates about getting a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox One X, not the S. I don't want the S. I don't want that piece of crap. I want the X. Whatever console I see first, that's the console I'm getting because I really want to play Gotham Knights. I'm a huge DC fan. I buy their comics, and all that other stuff. So I'm definitely looking forward for that game, and I'm definitely looking forward to Callisto Protocol. But right now, this game right here is going to be remade, and I am so looking forward for this game. So Konami leaks new Silent Hill PS5 Silent Hill 2 PS5 remake based on the classic horror game update trailer. I wish I could show the trailer, guys, but because of what happened with the Mario movie, I don't want to. I really don't want to risk showing that trailer. I'm gonna assume that you agree with me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't I can't show the trailer. If you guys want to see the trailer, go on YouTube and just type in Silent Hill remake. But I don't want to risk hurting Hoovie's 186 channel. At least until I know it's 100% safe to show the trailer. So Konami live streamed more of a video dump, and here's everything else it announced has concluded the long swirling rumors are confirmed. Silent Hill 2 is being remade for PS5 and PC. The stream didn't waste any time immediately diving into a trailer for the next gen remake. It opens with the iconic shot of Silent Hill 2 protagonist James Sunderland staring into the mirror, wondering if his wife Mary is waiting for him. Now, this is something that happened into the original game, so obviously they're keeping the same story. Um, and and well, I don't know like the full. I never beat the game, but Silent Hill 2 was definitely one of the most popular in the entire franchise. James then walks through the foggy streets of the town before he see cinematic a montage of familiar sights, impressively rendered in modern graphics. Oh, here's the shit right here. Mm, dude, I want to play it, but I don't know, man. What do you want me to do?
What do you mean? What you want me to do? Just do it. Just do this. If you want to play it, then just play it.
All right, I'll play it. I'm not gonna put the audio on. Let's just make it quick. So to me, the graphics looks impressive. Obviously, it's a remake, from the ground up. And bro, I'm telling you, it's been so long since we had a Silent Hill game. And the reason why I'm like so excited for this is because we don't really, in my opinion, we don't really have that many horror games to begin with. We have all these first person shooters, we have all these third person shooters, we have all these adventure games, and which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but I do wish that we had a bit more of a variety of survival horror games.
Mhm.
And honestly, I don't think we have enough. We don't have enough. So the fact that they're finally bringing this franchise back to life, really excites me. This is another reason why I have to have a console. I need to have either well, it's not going to be on Xbox, but it's going to be on PS5. So, but I was already planning on having both consoles anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely looking forward, for this game. Yeah, this right here is
I
creepy.
know what you are.
Yeah, I don't want to take the risk, but yeah, as you can see, this is how the game looks, and whew, yeah, definitely looking forward to it. So the trailer is a short but confirms at least three things. Silent Hill 2 remake is available to wishlist on PS5 right now and is being developed by Bloomer Team. And it will be locked on PlayStation and PC for 12 months after launch. Sorry, Xbox fans. Okay, all right. Just hours before its officially presentation today, details about Silent Hill projects were possibly leaked by one other than Konami itself. Way to tell on yourself. In case you didn't know, Konami will hold a Silent Hill transmission live stream around 4:50 p.m. today on YouTube.
Did you
The
watch it?
No, I didn't even know about it until I got the link from my brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think they announced some other stuff too.
Yeah, they and Konami did announce some other things, so I'm gonna watch it after the podcast. The purpose of the broadcast, according to video's description, will be to review the latest news for Silent Hill series. But this description has seemingly been updated as Twitter user the Bell discovered that the previous version featured details about what might be showcased. So that's about it. All right, yeah, this is a lot. So, what's your opinion?
I don't care about Splinter. I mean, I don't care about Silent Hill. So
You heard?
I don't have an opinion on it.
All right. Well, I'm excited. The only thing that I'm a little confused about, though, and we can move on once I give this opinion out. Um, I find it a little odd. I understand that Silent Hill 2 was one of the best out of the whole entire franchise.
Hmm.
But I find it a little odd that they just didn't start with the first remake, the first game, the first
Yeah,
Silent Hill.
yeah, I was wondering that too. I don't know why they didn't remake the first one. They just went straight to two.
Yeah. And
Weird.
to me, if you're going to decide to bring back the entire franchise, if you're going to be introducing this to obviously to new fans, it would be more ideal, or it would make sense, I should say, if you started making a remake on the first Silent Hill game. Because I guarantee, even the people who are excited or who are big fans of the first one, of the second one, I'm pretty sure they would be just as excited if they made the remake of the first one. So it really didn't. I still find it a little like, I'm happy, but it would have been nice that they gave the remake of the first Silent Hill game, of the very first one. And what I also like about this, though, a positive, is that if you remember, I don't know if you remember, but in the original Silent Hill game, the camera view was similar to Resident Evil's.
Yeah, it's fixed camera.
Yeah. This one is going to be third person, similar to Resident Evil 4,
Yeah.
which I look, I could definitely appreciate. I like it. You could actually have full control of the camera view, so I like it. I'm definitely looking forward to this game. My only thing is I wish they started from the beginning, from jump. Just start from 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Introduce the whole entire franchise all over again from beginning to end. But
Um.
but I'm not gonna complain, too much. That's just a minor complaint that I had. But I'm excited for this game. I love horror games. It's a different experience. So for good news for a change.
Yeah. Double Shooter said it's because two is more famous and has a standalone story, so it doesn't connect. I guess it doesn't have. It does. It's not. It don't connect to the rest of the series.
I think he's right about that. Yeah, yeah. Dude, it's been so long. I never beat any of them. But it was definitely a very, 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 very scary game, and I appreciate it so much because although it was a horror game, way completely different from Resident Evil, completely different, completely different. So I could definitely. I love the fact that we have options of unique games that have that has no similarities at all um when it comes to the environment, the monsters, and what have you. So looking forward to it. But that's all I have to say.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, this is you again. You went nuts over this. I don't understand why, but
Can you remind me what it was?
the controller, the DualSense controller.
Why? Okay, first off, come on, dude. Have an L. Like, be realistic. Before I even talk about it, be realistic.
Mhm.
Why in the world are you going to say I'm overreacting? Tell me why.
I'll show you why. But tell people what you're talking about.
No, no, no. I want to know. I want to know.
I gotta look it up first, man.
All right. So why you do that? All right, everybody. I have a question for each and every one of you. Tough, Cat MOG, Devil Shooter, Jordan, all you guys. I have a real question for you. Do you all believe? Let me see if I can find the tweet here. Do you all believe? Can you see it?
No.
Yeah, I don't remember Xing out. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Notification. And I remember even Jabonis. Damn, shout out to him. He kind of criticized me for it. I don't understand why. All right, here it is. Um, Let me share this so you all could see what I'm talking about. Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna share right now.
DualSense Edge, the new premium controller for PS5, will be released in January at $99.99. Explain yourself, Havino. Tell me why I'm overreacting.
All right, I'll tell you why. Okay, are you looking at this right now?
I'm looking at my screen, at my tweet.
Look at my screen.
All right, hang on a second.
You see it?
Um, all I see is expensive controllers.
Yeah, these are premium controllers. Like this is the Scuff Instinct Pro wireless performance controller, clearly for the Xbox. Almost is 230. The Series 2 Elite Xbox controller, GameStop 130. The Elite wireless controller Series 2, I think it's the same one. 150, just over 150. All right. Look at this editing control. This shit right here. This is like fucking almost $9,000.
Get the hell out of here.
Let me see. Yeah, these aren't new, bro. Like these are not new. Yeah, this is the Elite Series 2. This one is 180, 160. Like these Asteroid Gaming controller, this one right here. Like this is 200.
What is this? What kind of controller is that?
It's a premium controller.
Premium controller.
Yeah.
What makes it? Why is it called premium? Premium what?
It is a bunch of stuff that they add into it. Like they'll have like removable buttons, remap buttons, like different types of triggers. Just a bunch of stuff in it. Like and the DualSense Edge is pretty much the same thing. I have this controller, but I think I have I have this controller.
What is that?
That's a Power Ace on Spectre Infinite wire controller. I have this controller from my Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't spend $70 for it. I got it a lot cheaper than that. But yeah, but these are all like these are all like premium type controllers. Like the price range for those controllers are around, they go anywhere from like 130 to 200, and some more, even more expensive than that.
Hmm.
Now I'm not saying something that you have to be okay with, but it just, to me, this is the going rate for these type of controllers.
And you think that's okay?
I mean, I'm not gonna buy it, so why should I get upset about it?
You mean to tell me that as us as gamers, you mean to tell me that stuff like this is acceptable?
Yeah, yeah, because this ain't new, bro. This ain't new, man. Like they're always gonna come out with controllers that are like premium type controllers. It's always been that way.
I don't ever remember seeing a controller for two that has a $200 price tag.
I mean, now you do now.
Yeah, I do now. But when did this happen before?
I mean, dude, these type of controllers been around. These type of controllers been around.
Dude,
Like
listen.
if you want to customize, like there are websites where you can customize, controllers, where you can do like old school days. Like look at let me see if I can find this real quick. Let me put my thing back up. I remember a long time ago I bought a a special Super Nintendo controller.
A power Super Nintendo controller?
Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, I had this.
Yeah, but those are old. Those controllers were, from back in the day, like those turbo controllers. Is
Yeah,
that
but,
what?
but these are dude, those are premium controllers. Yeah, yeah, this is exactly the one I have. These are premium controllers, and they're definitely more expensive than $30 back in the day. So like these type of controllers are not new. So that's why I'm not upset about it. Like I'm just not gonna buy it because I don't need it.
But okay, look what it says here, right?
All right. Hold up,
Uh,
bring your thing back up.
oh, Look what it says right here. It basically says,
Okay.
these are the things that pretty much what the controller could do.
Mhm.
So DualSense Edge wireless controller, USB braided cable, two standard caps, two high dome caps, two low dome caps, two half dome back buttons,
Mhm.
two level back buttons, connector housing, and a carrying case.
That's a lot of shit.
That's why it costs $200, because
Yeah.
we have extra caps. That's why
Yeah.
extra caps.
Yeah.
That's why the controller is $200.
Did you see? Do you see? Do you see? Did you watch the trailer for the controller?
I was watching it, and I stopped watching. Not there's nothing that could convince me for two. It's, you can't tell me what regardless, if it's not a smart, if it can turn to a smartphone, I'm not paying $200 for that. I'm not. I'm not. And you mean to tell me that by watching the trailer, it would have been justified? Having no. That's what you're saying.
It don't matter if it's justified or not. It's what this is the going price for premium controllers. All
See,
every, all the controllers that do all out of the same thing that this controller is doing cost around the same. It costs around the same.
I'm sorry, bro. I can't. I To me, this is an insult, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you know what? I'm not interested in reading this article. I just wanted to really give out my opinion on this. Um, Let me see. I think there was one thing I wanted to read. Um, Let me see. A new PS blog entry has detailed a highly customizable controller that, like you mentioned, which
Mhm.
allows you to bespot control mappings and even deactivate specific buttons. Yeah, to me, no, that's not a reason. Visually, the controller is very much aligned with the normal DualSense, but with future extra elements to bring it up to premium standards. As with the control Xbox
I mean,
controller,
I like the look of it. I mean, I like the look of the controller.
you can expect swappable thumbstick caps and adjustable dead zones. While the controller was shown in shadow in the trailer, we can see paddle switches, back buttons on the rear, which can be dome or level styled configurations, as well as some kind of new surface beneath the analog sticks. A switch on the rear shoulder is shown with three settings, which likely adjust the travel distance of the triggers, a new feature for the controller. Okay, but question though,
Mhm.
based off what I've read and we see the whole list here, this doesn't give you like any type of gameplay advantage, does it?
I mean, it's supposed to. If you're spending all that money on a controller, it better give you an advantage.
I thought stuff like that was not allowed, especially online.
No, no, it's allowed. It's allowed. It's just like blatant cheating is not allowed. But a better controller that will help you do certain things. Like that's I guess that's fair game. I guess they do the same thing with mouses and keyboards also. They do the same thing with mouse and keyboard.
Listen.
Mhm.
You could talk about premium all you want. You could talk about elite all you want and or high standard, blah 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 blah. In my opinion, no controller is worth that type of price. No controller, unless you could turn it into a smartphone. No controller is worth that price, unless you had maybe like a mini screen in the center of the controller. It's not worth that type of price. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it, and to me, it's like, what's the point? Oh, you could switch out buttons, you could switch out sticks. I still don't think that is justifiable though. I mean, that's just my opinion, bro. I don't think it's worth it, and I'm not going to buy it. So, and you said you're not going to buy it either. So obviously you don't think it's worth either.
No, I'm not like the whole premium controller thing is not my cup of tea.
Even though you bought the Super Nintendo one.
Yeah, that was a long, yeah, that was a long time ago. Like I just bought the controller just to buy a controller, but yeah, but like these type of controllers, I don't buy those type of controllers. Like I don't mind spending extra on a customizable controller, a customized controller. Like obviously I have that PS4 heat controller that I bought a long time ago. I think I spent what I think I spent 150 on it.
Yeah, stuff like that though.
Mhm.
I'm surprised that you were even using it. I would have probably frame that controller. I don't think I don't think I would have used it.
No, I don't buy things just to frame it. I buy stuff to use it.
Yeah, but
So
but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's dirty, worn out, and
yeah,
all
that's
chipped
what
up. Whatever.
that's what happens when you use it.
Yeah, but
You use
you
something.
spend $150 on it. But yeah, look, you could do what you want. You could do what you want if you wanted to use it, and if it's all full with wear and tear, that's fine. I wouldn't have done that. I would have put it in a nice glass box on a display because I spent $150 on it. But that's and probably use it on occasion.
So so
I'll probably use it once on a special occasion, like on my
what's a special
like
occasion?
a special occasion, like on my birthday or something.
I'm not spending $150 to use something once in a while. Like I'm not doing that. But yeah,
Does that, does that control even work?
yeah, it works. Obviously, it works.
Or it still works? Okay, all
Yeah,
right, all right.
like I said, like it's not something that I would spend money on. It is what it is. But I'm telling you, these type of controllers are not new. They're not new. These are, and some levels they are very popular. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, look at some of these controllers that they have now for the regular controllers are expensive. The regular PS5 and Xbox One Xbox Series controllers are expensive.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to spend a little bit extra money on it, I mean, as long as you can afford it, then I don't see what the big issue is.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Before we get to the whole CMA thing with Call of Duty and Xbox and PlayStation, I'm gonna make a phone call, but you can start off with the
Are you
whole.
kidding me? Another
Yeah,
phone call?
I gotta make a phone call, but you can start off with the whole Call of Duty. You can the article that you share with me. You can share it with them.
Well, now I have to find it because you said you should have given me a warning, a heads up at least. Now I have to look for the article.
All right, well, look for the article, and then while I do that, while you do
Hold
that,
on,
I'll
hold
share
on,
it.
hold on. Allow me, allow me to, what do you call it?
Find it.
So I can share it because remember, I can't share it unless
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you have the power to do it. I mean, I think I found this. Okay, so share and let's start right now. All right, can you
Yeah, I got
give
you.
me? Okay.
All right. I'll be right back. Make a phone call.
All right. So Xbox claimed PlayStation blocked Call of Duty from Game Pass for years. This is very interesting. Everyone, because like we all know, Microsoft has decided to buy Activision and Blizzard, and frankly, what a lot of people have been saying is that Sony is trying to do everything within their power to make sure that Xbox, doesn't get the edge over them when it comes to with regards to Activision and their games and whatnot. And to me, this is one of the strategies that Sony has been using. So Xbox claims PlayStation blocked Call of Duty from Game Pass. So let's read on here. So Xbox has claimed that PlayStation blocked Call of Duty from being on Game Pass for years. There has been a lot of chaos surrounding Microsoft nearly 70 billion acquisition of Activision. The tech giant announced earlier this year that intends to purchase the massive gaming publisher, which would give Xbox full control over Call of Duty, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, and more. Although some regulations have already approved the deal, there are still others that need convincing that Sony has decided to put its best fight. Earlier this year, Sony voiced its concern with the deal and feared Call of Duty would become an Xbox exclusive after it closes. Xbox Phil Spencer responded to these concerns, noting that it would treat Call of Duty like Minecraft, a franchise that has continued to be supported on PlayStation. After extensive arguments about Microsoft Activision deal could be bad for the industry due to how it could leverage things like exclusive, Microsoft has fired back. The tech giant circled back to known subject of blocking rights, which involve around a company paying a developer to not put its game on another platform or service. I mean, I don't really necessarily think that's a really good excuse to use. And the reason why I say that, especially on Microsoft's part, they did the exact same thing what Sony has done. A lot of people were saying when it comes to Street Fighter V that Sony had paid Capcom and Street Fighter was an exclusive game for the PlayStation console. And we've seen this happen over the years. Like we've seen this happen with Resident Evil, where Nintendo had the exclusive rights for Resident Evil Remake and Resident Evil Zero, and a time exclusive for Resident Evil 4. Sony did the same thing with, I believe, with Grand Theft Auto 3, and I believe with Vice City. And Microsoft did the same thing, with other games. I believe they did that with Tomb Raider in recent past. So to me, that's just strategy. If you're going to pay a third party and give them money to have that game exclusively on your console only, all that really does is just entice people to buy your console. I mean, it's just a business thing. It's a competition thing. So you could have the edge, so people will be more enticed to buy your console. I don't necessarily see a huge issue with that because you are competing at the end of the day. And with Microsoft and with Sony and with Nintendo all competing, against each other, if you have a game that most people want, people are going to buy a console to play that game. I mean, it's really that simple. Like this is just common sense stuff. So it kind of surprised me that Microsoft will even use that type of excuse because they've done this over the years. So you're complaining about something that you yourself have been guilty of doing from Jump Street. Yet you're gonna use that as a way to you're gonna say, well, we shouldn't really be doing that, or we shouldn't have games or exclusivity, but yet you're guilty of doing that with Tomb Raider. You were guilty of doing that with time exclusives. So I don't really necessarily see what the problem is if you were already guilty from to begin with. So let's continue on. Um, Earlier this year, Sony voiced its concern with the deal that feared Call of Duty becoming Xbox exclusive after it closes. Oh yeah, so I read this part. After extensive arguments about how Microsoft deal could be bad for the industry due to how it could leverage things like exclusives, Microsoft has fired back. Okay, I read this one already. The tech giant circled back, known as blocking rights, which involve a company paying developer to not put its game on another platform or service. Microsoft is now claiming that as part of PlayStation's current marketing deal with Activision for Call of Duty series, it prevents the shooter franchise from being put on Xbox Game Pass. Given there hasn't been a Call of Duty game on Xbox Game Pass to date, this isn't a huge shocker, but Microsoft is leveraging it against Sony, criticism, and issues with the Microsoft and Activision deal. So here's Tom Warren. He said, "We kind of knew this already. But Microsoft makes it clear that Sony's deal for Call of Duty includes restrictions on the ability of Activision Blizzard to place Call of Duty titles on Game Pass for a number of years. Are you back?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. You back. Um, Let me see. Let me see. As of right now, it remains to be seen if this will influence how regulators approach this deal. Microsoft has already confirmed it will continue to honor PlayStation deal with Call of Duty if the deal goes through. It's expected that the deal will last until 2024 or 2025, which could also mean Microsoft won't be able to put the next few Call of Duty games on Xbox Game Pass on day one. What was the article that you was going to show?
Pretty much the same thing. Talking about Call of Duty and Sony pretty much saying that it can't be on Game Pass day one.
All right, did you have any opinions?
Well, first of all, let me give you my overall opinion on all of this.
Okay.
I am so sick and tired of hearing about this.
Oh wow, really?
I'm so sick and tired of it.
Okay.
It litters my timeline all day, every day. You got people reading statements from Microsoft, right, and cheerleading their lawyers, and it's like it's gone to the point now to where it just consumes my timeline, and I'm really I'm close to just blocking everybody who talks about this.
Wow.
It's
I,
annoying.
I mean, for you to say that, I remember how when this was first announced, it was a big deal even for you.
It was a big deal, but I also figured that this deal was going to go through, and I still think it's going to go through, but it's taking a lot longer than I think Microsoft would like, and Sony's making a big fuss over it. And while I understand, how my stance is. Like, if they're going to buy it, then it happens, it's theirs. There's not what can you do about it? And Microsoft, they're saying, and Sony, their arguments make sense. But ultimately, like, if you had bought Activision, like, come on, we're not gonna sit there and pretend that you guys wouldn't hoard the Call of Duty franchise. Also, we know that. So it's like, to me, it's just frustrating to go through my timeline and seeing the same shit every single day. It's annoying.
Hmm. I thought you was gonna say something, completely different. Like, I thought you was gonna say something like, you know what? Because all these games that Microsoft now have access to, Sony has to do everything, within their power, trying to compete. And this is one way how Microsoft can have, full leverage by not putting it on Game Pass. I thought you was gonna be praising Sony for that.
No, I mean, I get what they're doing, but it's like, I mean, they bought the company. Like, we're like it is what it is. It
What
is what it is.
it seems like what you're trying to say, Sony should just move on and stop focusing on this deal that Microsoft is having. What you're saying is they
A
just need
part,
to move on.
a part of me feels that way because I'll tell you this: if they can, like, there was a report that they canceled a showcase because of the ongoing deal. That because here what Sony's trying to argue. Sony's trying to argue that this deal is detrimental to gaming as a whole because what it will do, it goes against Sony's philosophy when it comes to how they handle their business, right? They don't want to put their big budget games day one on a subscription service.
Yeah.
They don't want to because they want to make money off of their games. And Microsoft can afford to do all of this. They can afford to burn money to the ground and put their games on Game Pass day one. They can afford to. Sony can't. Either they refuse to, or they can't do it, or they refuse to do it. And then Microsoft buying Activision is the first step towards that. And then you look at what we all assume is going to happen. Like, we know that Microsoft is going to buy. We know that they're going to try to buy EA They're gonna try to buy Ubisoft. We know that they're going to do that.
Microsoft?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Why? Because they want to elevate Game Pass. That's the reason why they're doing all of this. That's why they're doing all of this to elevate Game Pass.
That if you're right about that they're going to buy all these companies, yeah, that's going to hurt the industry as a whole.
And I think that's what Sony's overall argument is. And Microsoft, pretty much what Microsoft is trying to say, well, even with this deal, like we'll still put our games on other platforms. We'll still, put Xbox on PlayStation. But we know what they want to do. They want Game Pass on every medium that they can. So they want Game Pass on PlayStation. They want Game Pass on Nintendo. And how do you leverage putting your service on the competitor? By buying their big budget, by buying publishers. And that's what that's what they're doing. That's why they did it with Bethesda. They're going to do the same thing with Activision. I guarantee you, down the line, if they can, they'll do it with EA. They'll do it with yeah.
And Konami.
And any company that they can buy, they'll do it. Why? Because they want to build Game Pass.
To me, that will hurt the industry as a whole. Because what's in my opinion, what's going to happen is when it comes to gaming, everything 100% is going to be just a gaming service, a subscription service.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is going to be a freaking. It's going to be a version of Disney Plus and Netflix. I don't want that. I don't
And
want that.
personally, if I had to pick, I wouldn't want it either. But like, if like if they're going to if these companies are going to buy it, let them buy it. Like, what am I supposed? Like, I think that's why the CMA thing is interesting because they're saying there's some shady stuff going on, and Sony trying to help them point that out, and Microsoft trying to come up with their own thing, saying, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal." They're trying to downplay the impact of Call of Duty and all the other stuff. They're trying, yeah. So it's like, I'm just tired. I'm just tired of hearing about it.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm gonna be on Sony's side on this. And if they're really trying to do everything that they can to make sure that some of their games, especially Call of Duty, doesn't go on Game Pass, I'm actually on Sony's side. I'm on their side, and I cannot blame them for going through this route because if what you and I are going to predict, or what I should say, hoping that we don't have or gaming doesn't become a subscription service like Disney Plus, that's not what I want. That's not what I want, and I guarantee you, because you could already see it. It's very subtle. It's very very subtle. You could already see how they're slowly trying to make digital games only. You could see it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have the option to choose a digital console or a console that could also play physical discs. Now you have that option. You're seeing digital games are coming out before the physical games instead of coming out simultaneously. So it's already happening subtly right now, as you could see it happening. So Microsoft they're trying to expedite the situation. They're trying to make it as fast as possible to where now all of their games are on Game Pass and all you have to do is just pretty much subscribe. And to me, that's going to compromise gaming. That's going to compromise the quality of the games. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. And then now you officially have no choice but to stay online to play those games, even if it's when it comes to the single player content. You have to stay online to play single player mode. I don't want that.
Like they're looking like you had two rules. PlayStation fanboys are looking at it from the long term effects of it, right? So we all know that Microsoft is probably going to buy another big budget publisher. They're obviously going to, and then Sony's Microsoft fanboys are looking at it in the short term because look, if you get an opportunity to play Call of Duty, day one Game Pass, like yeah, that's a very easy thing to say yes to, right? Like you get to play all these games for a couple dollars a month. Yeah, most people will be okay with that.
Hmm.
So it's like you have this back and forth and this tit for tat and all the other stuff, and like it depends on what side you're on, pretty much. It
Wow.
depends on what side you're on.
Well, I mean, I guess we could move on that note. I'm not happy, with this. So I'm just going to be on 100% on Sony's side. I know you. I'm pretty sure you believe that Sony should just move on and cut their losses, but I'm actually appreciate that Sony is fighting back.
No,
At
like
the, Go ahead.
it's just to me, I just think that what can you do? Because if the deal goes through, the deal goes through. So it's then what are you gonna do after that? You're just gonna whine and complain? No, you're gonna have to grind and make some games. That's it. You're just gonna grind and continue making great games.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like and like we all know what Microsoft trying to do. Like they can pretend to be the good guy all they want. We know what they're trying to do. They have a thing in Game Pass, which is very consumer friendly, which is very with something it's the media darling. Like we know what they're trying to do. They want to have a stranglehold on the industry, and they're trying to downplay it. Hey, actually, hold on. Let me show you something real quick. Read some stuff from F. Shout out to you, F.
Uh, let's see. Yo, what's going on, F? What's up, brother? I hope everything is going well for you up there. She said, yeah, Microsoft has money, 1.7 trillion market cap. Sony is 80 point 2 billion. I didn't know Sony was up that high. I'm gonna have to look that up. I didn't know Sony was up that high. But if what you're saying, is true, then Sony shouldn't have a problem of buying other publishers. Then they shouldn't really have an issue of buying other companies if they have that much. But then again, there's a complete difference with a trillion and a billion. So, yeah, it's a huge difference, between the two. But the thing is, I cannot see myself supporting an industry where it's exclusively subscription only. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be for it. I'm pretty sure the Gen Zs will be for it. The alphas will definitely be for it because they're all kids right now. So it's something that they will pretty much grow up into by default because everything is to them is online based and it's about subscriptions. So the only people that's able to save them now are the Generation X, the Millennials, and the Zs. That's it. But everybody else, they're gonna just say, you know what, I love this online subscription stuff because it's convenient. Everything is like right there, but you have to rely of having good online for your game to actually be effective. I don't want that. I really don't want that. There's a lot of caveats that goes into it by having an only subscription service. So and I can't allow that stuff to happen to me. That's not a good experience for me. What you was gonna show?
Yeah, I'm still looking for this letter thing that they put up there.
Okay, well, why are you still looking for it? Yeah, I'll say I'll say another thing. Um, when you look at the all the stuff that's been happening lately when it comes to Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and so on and so forth. Like I said before, there's going to be caveats, and one of them is going to be you no longer have control of what goes in and what goes out. You no longer have any control anymore. When they want to get rid of a game out of on a subscription service, you have no say, despite the fact that you're paying for it. You have no say. I guarantee you, millions upon millions of people could be outraged, and Microsoft is just going to say, or Netflix is just going to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, but we're just not going to have this in our stream anymore." And there's nothing that you could do about it, because if you could stop paying, oh well, guess what? You can no longer watch our stuff. You can no longer play our stuff, which means you have absolutely no control. Which is why I'm always will be in favor of having the physical copy, in opposed to have a subscription service. At least for me. For me, that's why when it comes to comics, I still buy physical comics instead of buying them digitally. I buy novels, or whatever it's textbooks, whatever I want to study. I buy the physical stuff opposed to digital. And when it comes to games, I buy physical opposed to digital. The only thing that I would probably buy digitally instead of physically is just the music, obviously. Albums. When it comes to albums, yeah, you just simply just buy the music because you're just listening to music. But other than that, I'd rather have the physical copy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Um, Still no luck in finding it.
Nah, I'm about to give up.
What was it about?
It's just this letter that they had to where they're like, um, outlining, oh, why, oh, okay, and I know how, and I know where to switch. Let me see. All right, waste more time.
Yeah, so like I said, you will no longer have control. And I'm trying to show everybody, I'm trying to have everyone see the light. You want to have full control over your stuff. You need to have full control over your things, over your belongings. When you decide to go full subscription, you no longer have any control anymore. You don't. And Microsoft, I believe, if they accomplish their goal and have every game go on Game Pass, clearly it's going to compromise the quality of the game. When you want to play single player mode, you still have to be online, and your online has to be good. You can't have interruptions when it comes to your online service. You can't. And to me, we haven't even reached the standard yet. Look, till this day, when we try to show trailers or when we show gameplay footage, and while we are streaming live, it's still laggy. It's still, um, you could tell that our internet connection is just simply not strong enough, or it's just not the we just have connection issues. So it's going to be a long time until we could finally actually have, when we're playing our games and when we're streaming our games.
Okay,
It's night and day when you compare it to playing the game offline, if you know what I mean.
okay, all right. I finally found it. Okay, this is what they put down on the channel on their website about the benefits of the Xbox slash Activision slash Blizzard deal. All right.
Oh, this
So
looks good.
let's read this and let's see if we can smell the bullshit here. Benefits to players. More games on more devices, including Xbox, PlayStation, phones, and online. You can already do that now. Like they Activision puts their games on everything.
Hmm.
You buying them ain't gonna change that. They can do that already. All right. Choice in how and where people buy games with subscriptions and one-off purchase options. You can do that already.
What do you mean by choice? What do you mean by choice? Or where people could buy games? Oh yeah, we have the choice of where we could buy, but when it comes to subscription services, you still have full control over those games. We do not. But go ahead, continue.
For the 95% of gamers who play on phone, alternative to gaming often offers from the dominant mobile platform. They can do that already. You can play Call of Duty on your phone already.
That's true.
All right, so all right, three bullshits right there. Benefits for game creators: more ways to get games in front of more players through support, investment, and better access to gamers. You could do that already. They can do that already. I guess the big difference is Game Pass. That's the benefit of Game Pass. So
Okay.
better revenue and fair marketplace rules through our app store principles.
How is that a benefit?
I don't know. Greater flexibility in payment systems and the experience they provide their fans. I I just I don't understand that at all.
You're gonna have to give me precise detail of when it comes to that. I need details. I would have to do some more digging when it comes to that because I don't see how any of those two things that you just read are major benefits for having this. I don't see it.
All right,
Go ahead.
benefits for the gaming industry.
Oh, okay.
More competition in mobile, where
Wait. More competition?
Mhm. In
More
mobile,
competition. How is it? How is it more competition in mobile? How?
I don't know.
How is it more competition in mobile when you have the games? If the games are exclusively yours, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Greater competition in traditional gaming, where Sony and Nintendo will remain the biggest. I mean, oh my god, I I it's like
Greater.
I can just it's like the worst thing that someone can do to you is disrespect you, is act like you're stupid. This
Mhm.
statement is that right there. Greater competition in traditional gaming, where Sony and Nintendo will remain the biggest. The fuck? Like, first of all, you have more money than both of them. Cut the
Combined.
bullshit. I don't know if it's combined, but cut the bullshit.
Well, I was talking about Microsoft as a whole. At least I thought they do, but you might be right. I
Oh
could be.
no, no, but I mean, I could be wrong too. So, but it's like, like, greater competition. How does you buying Activision create bigger, greater competition?
And even if let's say that was their goal,
Mm-hmm.
that's stupid on their part. That's stupid on their part. As any company would always be in favor of having the least amount of competition as possible, so that they could be the biggest brand. So
Look,
they for one, we're not stupid. We know what you're trying to do, and two, you're making yourself look stupid.
look, look. They're trying to position themselves as the underdog when they have when it's literally like it's literally like the underdog, but who has more money than everybody else, trying to act like they're the underdog. When you have all the privileges, when you have all the money, you have all the resources, but yet you're acting like you're the underdog. They're act they're acting like, let me put it in basketball terms, right?
Hmm.
I don't know. Let me put it in. Oh, okay. Let me put it in basketball terms, right?
Hmm.
They're acting like they're the Kings when they have the money and clout of the Lakers. That's what they're trying to that's what they're trying to portray. So, and the last one is
It's fake humility. That's what it is. It's a sham. That's all it is. It's a sham.
fake
But yeah,
humility. Fake humility is correct, and a lot of people say that about Phil Spencer, that he's kind of a phony. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know. And the last one is emphasis on positive workplace culture and increased local investment from Microsoft and studios and create ecosystems around the world. That makes sense, at least a little bit. But
On,
yeah.
on the first one right there, where it says
Shit, I get it.
on the third row, the first
Mhm.
one on the third row, where it says more competition in mobile, where a couple of big players dominate. What does he mean by where a couple big players dominate? You know,
I'm assuming they mean like Fortnite and other mobile games that are big on there. But
hmm,
Call of Duty, you can play Call of Duty on mobile, and it's very successful and very popular. Like Warzone is very popular.
have you tried it?
No.
No, I'm not. I'm not interested in trying it. One, I don't want to use. I'm pretty sure it takes a lot of space on your phone.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. And two, I just rather play Call of Duty on the big screen. I just rather play on the big screen because matter of fact, I wouldn't even want to play on a tablet. I wouldn't even play on the tablet. I would rather prefer play it on the big screen on the console with the controller in my hand, not mobile. But everything that you were showing and then everything that you read, to me, Microsoft is full of crap. That's all I have to say. They're full of
I,
crap.
I I think they're full of crap too. Like even though I like again, I would rather Sony just move on and stuff like that. They are full of crap. Those statements were. I remember reading it and I'm like, yeah, they're so full of shit. They are. But it is what it is. Like I'm just
Yeah.
tired of hearing about all this. Let's just get this shit over with already.
Okay. All right, we can move on.
Well, let me read this from F. Like Facebook buying all the competition they bought, just buying the competition, and that's yeah, it's hard to argue.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue.
Yeah. I actually like that. What he said. Just buy out. The competition, and this is why I said they're full of crap. It's all fake humility. They're trying to show that, oh yeah, we're for the industry and we're for competition, but yeah, they're actually laughing at us behind the scenes.
Yeah. All right. Next topic, Amarath. Right now, I believe this is the woman who sold farts online.
Are you serious?
hmm I believe that's her. Um, but she's a well-known Twitch streamer. She has an OnlyFans. She's very popular, and over the past couple of days, her life has been nuts, right? And this started with a video, where she obviously crying. She first off she was berated on the phone by her husband, which was news to everyone because she never made that public that she was married.
Mm-hmm.
So he's yelling on her. He's yelling at her through the phone. You can clearly hear him just yelling at her and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And then after they part, she just goes on and on about pretty much the stuff that he's been doing to her. He had control of all her accounts. So we're talking OnlyFans, Twitter, Instagram, and her bank accounts as well. Now this woman makes about, if I'm not mistaken, she makes about $20 million a year.
For goodness sakes, man, are
She
you
ma-
for real?
let me make sure. Let me make sure I'm correct.
You can't. No, that has to be. There has to be some type of mistake. There has to be some type of mistake. She's worth that much,
I mean, dude, she makes a lot of money, man.
man. I cannot believe. I can't imagine. I can't fathom all the simps we have in this country. I can't believe this. But what
Uh,
do we have to say?
this says 4 million for that year for 2022.
She's a millionaire by being on Twitch.
Okay, hold on a second. Now, okay, I see this from Give Me Sport.
Uh huh.
They're saying that her net worth is 20 to 24 million.
Brother. Oh my goodness. Yep. Listen,
That was it.
guys are just willing to waste their money on crap.
Yeah. And
That's what
then
they're doing.
okay, so her net worth is around her. She makes about 1.4 $1.5 million a month, and she makes about 20 million a year.
20 million a year.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
That's a lot of fucking money, man. But like you said, even with all the money, she's dealing with a whole bunch of bullshit. With her husband, she said that he had threatened her dogs, threatened her horses. She showed text messages of him, pretty much abusing her and threatening to take his money, take their money out and all the
You
other
still have
stuff.
the
And
audio? The video?
Well, I
Or
can't play the whole thing, but let me look through Twitter.
yeah, because I was listening to it, but I couldn't listen to all of it. But it was definitely interesting though. Like I'm not gonna lie, that was wow. I couldn't believe what I heard, and then she started crying, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
She started crying, and all this stuff was happening, and I'm just saying to myself, "Holy moly, wow!" Yeah, and you would, and you would think drawing all that money. I mean, whatever it is, harassment or whatever it is, abusiveness. I would
yeah.
think that was the last thing that they would go through. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I'll say it. No, dude, that's
Why
just
did you
stupid.
say you were gonna kill my dogs?
Kill her dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that one. Kill her dogs. Okay.
Yeah.
I can leave that. You know what? Actually, I don't. I shouldn't leave the house because my dogs are here.
We'll take the dogs. You're asking the question. I'm telling you, and you're answering my fucking like telling you, literally.
What are you saying? You just told me you were gonna kill dogs, and I didn't do a 24-hour stream.
No, did not say that. Now you're just fucking being a liar.
I'm not just.
I said I'm going to tell you what I said.
You can just hear him just yelling at her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like yeah.
In terms of the earlier, you're saying you did not say that.
I tried to tell you what I heard from you.
And all this is over a apparent misunderstanding regarding a conversation they were having.
Oh, that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm. But don't make no mistake about it. They've been having issues for years. Like this don't manifest itself in one day.
Wh- wh-
You brought up the dogs out of nowhere.
Exactly.
What point is there in front of me?
See, you're through my point right now.
What? I'm asking you. I don't even understand what you're saying to me.
I know. That's my point. My point is, are you listening or not? If you're not, then get the fuck out.
I'm literally listening to you. You're not making any sense.
Yeah, that's pretty much the end of that video. There's
Okay.
more.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I mean, I actually listened to the whole thing when I was like laying down. So
Mhm.
like
And then he was changed for a bit.
Just get to the juicy part.
all this shit is I mean, I don't know if I call it juicy, but all this stuff is.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me go all the way back to the beginning. Listen to what she said.
The therapist even told him that it's a form of like psychological abuse, and that I'm basically living in a fancy prison. And then he was changed for a bit, and then the hot tub matter arose, and he was like, "Oh, this is an opportunity," and then he turned into an asshole again. When I agreed to commit to the grind because it was a good financial opportunity for us. I've been wanting to tell people that. Like, let's just stream together. Just tell them that we're fucking married. Because it's like, our relationship would be better if we just stream them instead of fighting all the time. No, Mister, don't say that because it's going to run the business model. It's not time yet. Fuck yourself. Don't.
All right, that's it for that. Pretty much what she was saying is that the reason why their marriage wasn't revealed was because of him, because I guess he wanted everyone to think that she was single, despite the fact that she was actually married.
Wait. Hold on. Wait, hold up. Wait. Stop. They're married,
Yeah,
husband and wife,
yeah,
and he told her, "I want everyone. I want you to tell everyone that you are single."
yeah,
That's what he said.
yeah.
Like, wait, yeah, and look, and I guarantee you, it's clear. It's 100% clear. It's only because does she do only she does OnlyFans, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He's clearly saying this because he is aware that if everybody knew that she was married, she probably wouldn't make the amount of money that she's making right now.
That's I guess that what his mindset was. I'm assuming that what his mindset is. If they find out that you're married, look, let's be frank. She has a lot of simps who worship the ground she walks on. Right? Like she's incredibly popular. So and he notices that. So that's what he made her do. And the thing is with her is that I don't know. Like again, I don't know how long they've been married. I don't we probably will have to read the article to find out. But I do wonder, like when, like, do she actually want to pursue the stuff that she's doing right now, right? Because she has an OnlyFans. I wonder if she ever wanted to do that. Obviously she's streaming on Twitch. She's one of the most popular people on Twitch. I wonder if she wanted to do that. I wonder what did she honestly want to do?
What I want to know is, were they married? Was she doing this OnlyFans stuff before or after she got married?
I don't know. I'm going to assume it's after. I'm going to
And
assume it's after.
let's just be frank here.
Mhm.
And this is this type of, you and I had this debate, many times before. And but let's just be real here. I honestly believe most men do not appreciate that their other half is shaking their behind on OnlyFans,
But here's the,
regardless of how much money they're making.
but
She's
here's the
making.
thing. She's saying that he's the one that put her up to it.
I think he probably regrets it.
No, I don't think, dude. I don't think he. I don't think he regrets it. I think what happened is that he wants her to be a worker 24/7, and she didn't want to do that. And she got tired of him yelling at her and treating her like shit. Like, look, the first video that I showed of him just yelling at her like a fucking maniac is not, that shit's not healthy. That shit's not healthy. Like, and I don't think this has nothing to do with jealousy. This is about him wanting to control her and everything that he does. Because look, what would he care if she's shaking her ass on OnlyFans? He has access to her bank account.
Well, yeah, in a marriage, both people have access to the account, so that's by default
No,
anyway.
but she said that when it comes to two-factor authentication, the number is his number.
Oh
He's
snap!
the one, yeah, he's the one,
That's
yeah,
different.
yeah. He has the control of everything.
So pretty much, him as being the husband, he is obviously manipulating her, bullying her. He's being a bully. He is putting all of his power and authority. You're not being a husband now.
Yeah.
You're being a child. You're a child in a man's body.
Let me hear this.
You're being a bully.
Listen to this.
I'm gonna leave you with 1 million, and I'm gonna take the rest because I worked harder than you. It's like, and if you don't agree, then I'm gonna burn it all in court. I'm gonna put it all in fucking crypto. All these threats, all the fucking accounts are like two-factor in his number, and he has all like the login information and things. It's like keeps you there with the fear and the threats. You fear they're gonna do something to your animals, and then he's nice again and says everything's gonna be okay. I'm gonna leave you with 1 million, and I'm gonna take the rest
Yeah.
because
So,
I worked hard.
and then this is the last one that was shown, at least on here. Like there's a whole she has if you want to, there's like this thing's like almost 2 hours.
No,
Oh,
no, no, I'm straight. I'm straight.
I
I'm
don't
not.
care. It's like next time when I say
and
plan,
this is her
dumb
showing off
fuck,
the
do you
the, the,
understand?
the texts
Like,
that she's sharing with him.
Fuck this! I'm calling you, so I disappeared from stream. They call. I can't. Tell them I can't talk right now. We're getting Wi-Fi. I don't care. You get the call now. Last chance. About to dump your luggage. From my hotel room. We're throwing your stupid merch off the balcony so you can ditch your stuff. You don't need the makeup or the live view, like this being epic, or the clothes, huh? Doing social media in 1 minute. Buying options at extreme and
Yeah.
blasting the cash. About to shut down the bank account, your bank account too. Lag is terrible. Stream is garbage.
Yeah. Like
That's
where she said
bullshit.
that, when he said that about the stream, about stream lagging, stream terrible, like he's acting like her manager, pretty much. He's acting
Well,
like her manager.
well, if you saw the last thing, well, the last couple of things that she said,
Mhm.
he basically said, "Oh, your stream is trash," and
Yeah.
whatever he said. But that's exactly what I was trying to say. I think at the end of the day, even though he put her into it, he put her up to it, he's not happy that she's getting all the attention, all the fame, and now he's upset about it.
I don't think he cares about that. He cares about the money. I don't think he cares about that.
If all he cares about the money, he wouldn't be all this upset if he has control over everything. You have control over the money. So what's the problem? Why get upset then? You have everything you need,
He's probably a maniac. You heard your first video. That dude's a maniac.
but you have everything that you need though. If what you're saying is true and I'm wrong, why are you upset if what she is saying is true? He has control over the account.
Yeah, yeah, he has control over everything, but obviously he wants her to make more money. He
Make
wants her to do more.
you have over $1 million in your account. What more could you possibly need?
Dude,
She's
bro.
making you said she's making what, 20 million a year?
Mm-hmm.
20 million a year. You mean to tell me you're not satisfied with that? It has to be more to it than just the money.
Clearly, he's not satisfied with that.
It has to be more to it than just the money issue.
Well,
I
clearly
think,
they're not. They have a toxic marriage.
30 seconds. If you don't call, your phone's literally off.
of course it's toxic, but what I'm trying to say is I believe he's upset that she's having all the attention.
I
And at the end of the day, as a man, he doesn't appreciate that his wife is doing this to make money, despite the fact that he put her self into it.
I again I don't understand that concept because she even mentioned during the whole window because there's this thing called hot tub meta and whatever where Twitch streamers just go on hot tubs and just stream from a hot tub. He put her up to it, so why would he be jealous about it if
because
he didn't
there's
want to put her up to it?
because there could be there's no explanation that anybody could provide of why he's getting all upset, all irate for.
Because
What
he's
are you
not.
getting upset for?
He's
If
crazy.
you have control over everything,
He's crazy. He wants her to do more. He wants her to do more. Like clearly not satisfied with what we're even with everything. Like he wants her to do more.
those are you have several comments. Would you want to
Oh,
read them
so
before?
yeah, let
Yeah.
me read before I read the thing. Okay, Ryan Meadows in the chat. I know, I know. I have an idea where his mindset is.
This behavior
This
isn't
behavior
new.
is, yeah.
Uh-huh. He didn't just he oh, yeah, I don't know if he means by she. She
He did.
didn't just
He
start
didn't
doing
start doing it. Yeah, like 20 million is possible. Men are dumb enough, so it's possible.
No,
That's
Ramiro, can you elaborate? I don't know. I'm not really sure what you mean by that. Men are dumb enough, so it's possible. So I'm not really sure.
no.
But go ahead.
It's smart. It's strategy. If dude believes she's single, she might get less money. Married. Okay.
Oh, okay. If she, yeah, if people think she's married, she'll, will get less money, and that's why he's telling her just pretend that you're single. But it doesn't matter now because now we know that you know that you're married, so it doesn't matter anymore. Because with this video clip that you just showed, we everyone knows that she's officially married.
Yeah.
It doesn't change anything. I don't like unless she give us an update that she's making less money. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. I don't again.
I'll read the update, but yeah. Joe said that I just tuned in. I need more information because all I saw was her side, which could all be true. But the initial video had edits and cuts, so I want to see it all before I judge on both. The full video is on YouTube. You can find it. The full video is on YouTube. Like of him yelling at her, threatening her dogs just to prove a point. All that stuff is out there.
So
So you
your explanation is, oh, he's upset because he's crazy. That's it.
you he I don't think yeah no I think they have a toxic relationship. I don't know the trigger for him is just control. Clearly, control. Like clearly that's what it is. So it's like whatever it is, what it is. I mean,
And
uh,
right.
right. Some streamer and content creator Caitlin Saragusa, aka Amarath, has recorded her first video since.
I can't see it. I can't see
Um,
what you mean.
I saw that, but there are cuts in that video.
I think it's not about the full video that you're talking about.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Joe. Like there is a full video out there. I don't know. No, there's a full video out there. So there with I don't know if I didn't notice any cuts, but there is a full video out there. And you can see it now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Streamer and content creator Caitlin Saragusa, aka Amarath, has recorded her first video since she revealed on Sunday that she was in an abusive relationship with her husband. The video was to update fans on what has been happening, adding that she's happy that I'm free. I want to talk to you guys about the situation. Saragusa begins addressing the events of Sunday night in which she broadcast abusive phone calls and messages left by her husband. Thank you, everyone who has been super kind and supportive lately. Over the past few days, I've had lots of people reach out to show concern. That means a lot. As for the explaining why she hasn't been online since due to everything going on, she says, as for the husband situation, as some of you probably saw the other night, he called me during a stream and I disappeared for like 2 hours. Then I finally unmuted about an hour and a half into the call, and I apologize if that was hard to watch for people. I didn't really know what else to do. He said that was actually the first time he's ever heard himself on recording, adding that he had been recorded during other abusive calls but had never agreed to previous attempts to have him listen to himself. I think when he heard himself on that call, it really sunk in how much of an asshole he really is. It's like you never even realized, idiot.
Hmm.
Emra says her husband is away getting help, and that as of today, I have all access to all my accounts and finances again, while she is also seeking legal and emotional counseling. All right. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything else. There really is nothing. I know she has some beef with her cameraman. I don't care about that. Um. All right. So, in detailing the strained relationship between herself and her husband, Emrai said that the abuse had been taking place for years, but would come and go in cycles, and that in that previous attempts to explain her situation to the police has been unsuccessful because they wouldn't do anything unless she had been physically harmed. Later in the hour-long stream, while reading some viewers' comments aloud, one fan says, "I thought you were a girl boss." To which she replied, "No, I was a girl employee. Now I can be a girl boss." She also says there has been many times in her career and at events and streams where I just wanted to go home and play Pokemon, but I had to continue streaming because she was afraid of the confrontation with her husband.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, she also said that comments she's now looking forward to actually being able to have friends again, get some sleep, watch TV, and be able to wear some clothes. The stream ends with Emerald saying it's time for a new chapter in her life, though she's going to first take some time to process things, spend some time with my animals, and feel like a human again. So
And feel like a human again.
yeah,
The guy treated you like a street rat.
Joe said I saw 3 cuts where she was talking to her husband on the phone. Uh, okay.
Yeah, he's trying to prove a point that he still needs more info regarding to who to give proper judgment
No,
because
I mean, to me, like ultimately, I mean, it is what it is. What it is. Like the fact that she put it out there, it actually was smart on her end. On her end, because here's the thing: if they end up getting divorced, then she has all the proof that she needs about his abusive, about how abusive he's been. Because mind you, if they get a divorce, he's gonna want some I don't know what they signed. I don't know what they signed ahead of time, but he's probably gonna want half. And she's worth 20 million a year. Oh shit. She's worth about 20 mil. You know, it is what it is. But to me to me it highlights this idea that a lot of people have when it comes to sex workers and female streamers. We always just assume that it's just them doing this independently.
right,
All right, so Joe said that he's a piece of shit is what it seems, but I want to see if they both are. I mean, they could very well both be pieces of shit. They could very well be, but the facts are she's the breadwinner. She's the one that makes the money, right? And when you have a situation where you have your significant other threatening your dogs and threatening your horses, saying that he's gonna send them to like a meat packing factory. I mean, at some point, like
right.
like I can't just concentrate on what she's doing. I can't just concentrate on that when I have proof of of what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. Like we the thing with men is we always want to kind of give the other men the benefit of the doubt because obviously we've had history of women falsely accusing men of stuff like that. I get you don't want to put the cart before the horse, but to me, I saw everything I needed to see from those phone calls. Those phone that were from that phone call and the text messages. I saw what I needed to see. Like anybody who's gonna threaten your animals, threatening anything regarding your family is someone who don't respect you. Even if he's not being serious, if he's willing to threaten any part of your family, I don't care if they're 2 legs or 4 legs. And we know how people are with their animals, especially white people. They treat them like they treat them like
Are
family.
you for real?
No, I'm dead ass serious.
Okay, okay.
And regardless of whether he was being serious or not, you don't cross that line. When they cross that line with you, that proves that they don't respect you. They
Yeah,
absolutely don't respect you.
yeah. I mean, that's true. She showed all the text messages, and all he just kept doing was giving an attitude, being rude, and being verbally abusive. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to throw your stuff over the balcony. All this stuff is violence, and um, all I have to say is this, right?
Mhm.
If he like, look, I'm still going to stick with my original position because I see nothing that could make him that upset. I don't see anything, and the only thing that I could go by is speculate that he's upset that she has all this money, she has all this fame because if he has control over everything, if he has control over her account and control over the money, what is there to be upset about? What is there to be upset about? I'm going to assume that he's upset that she's making money doing OnlyFans and that she has fame and he does not, and she makes money, he does not. And I think his pride, his ego is what's bothering him now. That's what I think it is. Because other than that, we have nothing else to go by when it comes to why he's being upset and why he's being so verbally abusive. We don't have anything else. The only thing that I think we could go by is a lot of men, husbands or whatnot, do not like when their wives are out there selling their bodies for money. They don't. And even though that it was his idea to begin with, I'm pretty sure right now he's not happy that she is selling her body for money. If he truly cares, for her, but clearly with everything she's showing, to me all he really cares about is the money. But yet we still have to go back and figure out why he's upset to begin with.
Yeah, I just think that he's greed corrupts everyone, and like I'm sure their relationship isn't great to begin with. So it is what it is, man. But Joe said he's dead ass, Steven. White folk don't play with that. So
I mean, I'm pretty sure all race care about their pets, and they consider their pets as families, especially dog lovers and cat lovers. They really love their animals, and then I'm pretty sure they care about their horses too. So I mean, what about, hey, if you want to say it's it's mainly white people, hey, you guys said that, not me. But but yeah, I'm pretty much done with this. At the end of the day, they need to get a divorce. Take your money, whatever it is that you had planned from the beginning. Take your money, take half of the money like you wanted, and then go somewhere else. Leave her alone. And what she needs to do is just focus on something else. Stop doing OnlyFans. Stop doing Twitch. Do something that's actually more constructive, that will actually earn you respect. And now that you have the money, you can invest in something else. You could actually invest something else instead of having simps worshiping you 24/7. Once again, I have no respect for these losers wasting all this money just for a chick to get naked. Like, you guys are losers. That's what you are, losers,
okay,
spending all this money. Go ahead.
okay. Um, if she wants to do it, then it should be her choice. At the end of the day, whatever she wants to do, it should be her choice. If she wants to be on OnlyFans, if she wants to be on Twitch, if she wants to give it all up, as long as she's the one that making the decision, that's all that matters. So, yeah. Okay. Last
But
topic. Hmm,
yeah, okay, yeah. We're done.
what are you gonna say?
No, no, no. It was gonna say something regarding to what you said, but nah. It's because I'm just gonna just talk about my Christian views. You don't want to hear about that, so let's move on.
Yeah. Good call. All right. Last topic. We're gonna talk about Bayonetta. Um. Okay. This. I don't know why this here. Whatever. Okay. So, a new Bayonetta 3 report features a different account of Platinum Game VA Pay offer. Now, before we get to this, let's go to Twitter real quick.
Hmm.
Let's play this video. I just gotta find it. It shouldn't be that difficult. Oh my bad, wrong thing. Okay, let's look this up real quick. Helena Taylor, the voice actress for Bayonetta.
Hmm. Yeah, this is the last topic we have, right?
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we could do this under 3 hours.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There we go. She made 4 videos, 4 separate, not long videos. Um, just explaining why she's not doing Bayonetta no more.
Hmm.
Uh, let's listen in.
Can you put the volume up on
Nah, this video was fairly low to begin with.
what about on your computer?
Let's see.
Yeah, because I can't hear anything.
Let me change setting real quick. Hold on. Let me change setting.
Yeah, you're gonna have to change that because yeah, I can't hear anything. And
Excuse me.
I, while you're doing that,
Mhm.
man, she seemed like a very nice lady. Um, of course, I'm just judging, by the video. Maybe, I think she's looks like she's like a very humble person, and uh, I do believe that what she was offered was absolutely an insult, absolutely an insult, that she was offered, and here's the thing that I also like, I like to bring up. It's very surprising
Can you
that
hear it, baby?
let me hear. It's a little bit better.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, let me ask the guys on the channel. Can you guys hear this like very loud and clear? Are you guys able to hear it? Let me know. Whether it's you, Joe, Ryan, or F, Devil Shooter, whoever. Can you all hear this like loud and clear? Because I can't.
Yeah. All right. This is a lot as it can go. But
Mm,
all right.
you sure it has nothing to do with your settings?
Yeah, I tried. It's not. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. So since you can't hear, let me just go through what she was complaining about.
What's her name? Yeah,
Elena Taylor.
let me see if I could find it.
Yeah.
Uh, let me see.
But her entire complaint
Taylor.
is
I am the voice of
Were you able to hear it?
Bayonetta.
yeah, I can hear it.
You're able to hear it loud and clear?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let me play it right now. Hang on a second.
Mhm.
Hello, my name's Helena Taylor, and I am the voice of Bayonetta,
Can you see it?
and I would like to explain to you why I didn't voice Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta franchise made an approximated $450 million. That's not including merchandise. As an actor, I trained for a total of 7.5 years. 3 years at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, LAMDA, with voice coach Barbara Barkery, and 4.5 years with the legendary Larry Moss in Los Angeles. And what did they think this was worth? What did they offer to pay me? The final offer to do the whole game as a buyout, a flat rate, was $4,000 US. This is an insult to me, the amount of time that I took to work on my talent and everything that I have given to this game and to the fans. I am asking the fans to boycott this game and instead spend the money that you would have spent on this game donating it to charity. I
All right,
didn't
that's
want.
good. Go to the second part.
What's the second part?
You don't see the second part down there?
Um,
No,
no.
it's not. All right, that's fine. That's fine. There's like four parts, but we don't have all day. So
There
yeah.
was
So she
there was four parts.
yeah.
Hold on. Maybe on this. Okay, no, never mind. Yeah, I won't be able to find it. It'll take a while. All right, never mind. All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
Regardless, you get the premise of what she was saying.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. She said that she got a flat like she felt like she wasn't getting paid enough for her voice work for Bayonetta, which is a popular franchise that she said makes a lot of money, 450 million. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, when it comes to VA, to voice actors, this has always been an issue. Pay has always been an issue. I remember back then the voice of Nico Bellic was complaining about it. He was very upset about the amount of pay that he got from Grand Theft Auto 4. And Grand Theft Auto 4 is one of the biggest games ever made.
Big time.
And he's not getting any residuals for that. You know, and I think that's one of the major issues when it comes to voice actors, because they don't get no residuals for what they do with the voices. And the thing is that when you look at other medium, like let's say for example, like the voice actor for Sonic, I guarantee you he's making residuals on his movie role.
Mm-hmm.
He's paying a higher salary up front and getting residuals. You know what I mean? The only place where that is an issue is in gaming, where voice actors get paid like shit and they don't. And mind you, these are all voice actors, especially for like a David Hayter or iconic characters like that. Or Nathan Drake or what? Not Nathan Drake. What's that dude's name? Nolan North, who does the voice of Nathan Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Like these, if they were in any other industry, they would be making millions.
I agree
with the franchises that they're synonymous with. They would make. So she has a point. Here's the problem. Now, in the third video that unfortunately you can't find, she called out the new voice of Bayonetta, which is Jennifer Hale.
Okay.
And without mentioning her name, but she calls her out saying that she's not the voice of Bayonetta, I am basically. And Jennifer Hale got a lot of shit for it.
Jennifer did.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it is Jennifer or Jessica. I think it's Jessica. Jessica Hale. My bad.
Okay.
She got a lot of shit for it, and she pretty much came out with a tweet. Let me see if I can find it. It shouldn't be that hard.
Oh, so she responded.
Pretty basically, without mentioning anything. She was very diplomatic in her response.
Okay. Oh, okay. I found them.
You found it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one did you want me to play?
Play the third part.
All right.
And all.
Let me share this.
So, to Kamiya, presidents of Nintendo.
You can hear it, right?
And her name is Jennifer, by the way. It is Jennifer.
I would like to quote to you from the greatest moral teacher who ever lived, Jesus Christ, from his parable of Lazarus and the rich man.
Oh, wow. You wanted to listen to that? Oh, cool, man.
Lazarus, beggar, with sores all over.
Do part two.
Of a rich man who banqueted and feasted every
This
day.
one?
Yeah, part two, yeah.
Sometimes think I'm not very much like Bayonetta. Now, those of you who follow me on Twitter know that I'm more of a lover than a fighter, and sometimes think I'm not very much like Bayonetta at all, but I guess I am a little bit more like Bayonetta than I thought. I understand that boycotting this game is a personal choice, and there are those that won't, and that's fine. But if you're someone who cares about people, who cares about the world around you, who cares about who gets hurt with these financial decisions, then I urge you to boycott this game. I decided to do it to stand up in solidarity with people all over the world who do not get paid properly for their talents. Fat cats cream off the top and leave us the rotten crumbs. In England right now, there are nurses going to food banks to feed their children. This is not right. This is not acceptable. It impacts mental health. Because of it, I suffered from depression and anxiety. I worried that I was going to be on the streets. That terrified me so much that once I was suicidal. I am not afraid of the non-disclosure agreement. I can't even afford to run a car. What are they going to do? Take my clothes? Good luck to them. Bayonetta always stands up for those with less power and stands up for what is right. And in doing this, you stand with her.
Is that it?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is that what you want to listen to?
go to part 3. That the one that you read is part 4. There's a part 3. I know there's a part 3 somewhere.
Let me see. Part 2, part 4.
They and wore purple.
So you want to listen to part 4?
No, part 3. Click on. Hold on.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Those of you who are interested, I'd like to go into a little more detail about the back and forth. The first thing was I was required to audition again, because sometimes voices change with time. So I auditioned for the role and obviously passed with flying colours. They then sent me an insulting offer. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to write to Hideki Kamiya. I'm going to write to him and ask him for what I'm worth. So I got a friend who has been in business in Japan to write in Japanese to him. I know he read it because I got a reply. I got a reply saying that he values greatly my contribution to the game and that the fans really want me to voice it over. And the memory of first meeting me as Bayonetta is a memory I hold dear. So I thought, great, thank God. That was when they offered me $4,000. Do you know, Platinum had the cheek to say that I was busy, that they couldn't make it work with Miss Taylor's schedule. Well, I had nothing but time. They now have a new girl voicing her over. And I love actors. I wish her all the joy in the world. I wish her all the jobs, but she has no right to say she is the voice of Bayonetta. I created that voice. She has no right to sign merchandise as Bayonetta. Any more than I have the right to sign as Eva Green, even though I was a compass.
Oh, so you're done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this is her response, right? Oh, shit. Am I even sharing this? Hold on. Let me share. Okay. All right. This is her response. As a longtime member of the voice acting community, I support every actor's right to a paid, well, and have advocated consistently. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me start that. As a longtime member of the voice acting community, I support every actor's right to be paid well and have advocated consistently for this for years. Anyone who knows me or has followed my career, I will know that I have great respect for my peers, and I am an advocate for all members of the community. I am under an NDA and not at liberty to speak regarding this situation. My reputation speaks for itself. I sincerely ask that everyone keep in mind that this game has been created by an entire team of hardworking, dedicated people, and I hope everyone will keep an open mind about what they've created. Finally, I hope that everyone involved may resolve their differences in an amicable and respectful way with all love and respect and for Hill. Right? So she's under NDA. She couldn't really speak on what was going on.
Right.
Elena Taylor is under NDA, but she decided to go scorched earth, right? The guy who she referring to, Hideki Kamiya, he's a well-known. He's the head of Platinum Games. He's he's a guy whose main gimmick on Twitter is blocking people for not following his rules.
Okay. Okay.
Which is weird, whatever. But he got into a whole little. He called her out on it, said that it was lies, sad, deplorable, and all the other stuff, right? And here's the thing. And well, actually, let me read from McKinley. A lot of voice actors, actresses come forward on how much they get. Example: Jujutsu Kaisen movie that English voice cast only 150 to $200.
Wow, that's it?
Mm-hmm. Jennifer Hill, she's basically a legend in voice acting. Commander Shepard, Naomi Hunter, etc. And I know for a fact that she will get more than 4K and or 50K on the new article. So
Yeah, yeah, she's very famous because Naomi Hunter. I don't know if you're familiar with Naomi. She's one of the she was one of the supporting cast in the Metal Gear franchise.
mm,
So she's a big deal. Like I do like her voice acting. Um, but as far as her getting more than 4K, yeah, I mean I wouldn't be surprised if she
yeah.
gets around that much. The only thing I'm surprised about really is the one that you said above. By the way, big shout out to you, McKinley, for joining us. Nijitsu Kaisen, 150, $200. That's it. Like that man, that's an insult to me.
Okay. Now, if we had just left it here, I would say that most people. I think the thing that a lot of people had a problem with is her saying that to boycott Bayonetta. Now I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Okay.
Now, one, I don't give a shit about Bayonetta, so I boycotted the game the moment that game existed, right? But I'm not going to boycott a game for that reason. I'm not boycotting a game just and even though you may be correct, you may have a gripe. I'm not boycotting the game. No, I'm good. I'm not boycotting a game.
You're gonna support it anyway. That's what
If
you're
I
saying.
want to play it, yeah.
Mm,
And I gotta be consistent on this. When the whole thing with Naughty Dog came out about crunch and everything like that, I pretty much said, "Yo, I'm gonna buy the game regardless because don't affect me. I all I care about is the end product, and everyone is the same way.
I disagree. Didn't a lot of people boycott the Metal Gear game when they screwed over David Hayter? I think there were people who was highly upset over that because he was such an iconic character for Solid Snake.
How much did Metal Gear Solid 5 sell?
Um, that's a good question. I'll look it up. You start talking and I'll look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, people were really really upset about that. So I because you and I had this debate, just recently, because
Mhm.
and I put voice acting in the same role as someone who does live acting. When a voice actor gets changed, a lot of people will dismiss the product completely just because of that. They grew up with how the characters sound like, and they appreciate the voice actor. So when they make a change, a lot of people will just dismiss the product completely just for that. You know what I mean? So I won't be surprised if people boycott Bayonetta.
No, you know, dude, there are people buying 2 and 3 different copies of the game. No one boycott. And even and here's the thing: there were some people out there who said they were going to boycott. A
Yeah.
lot of these guys who what would name that I would call them? These are people who are you know what I'm just gonna call them clout chasers,
Okay.
right? They were so quick to believe everything she said, and they were like, "Oh, I'm boycotting Bayonetta," and they had to make videos about it. And then report comes out. Just read this report from Nintendo Life.
Hmm.
Let me share it. Um, that the let's read a new Bayonetta 3 report features a different account of Platinum Games VA pay offering. So over the weekend, a series of videos posted by former Bayonetta voice actress Helena Taylor accused developer Platinum Games of offering an insulting sum of $4,000 to reprise her role in the upcoming third entry, Bayonetta 3. Although a new Bloomberg report features claims. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Do
Mhm.
I do I have to pay? Do I have to pay to read the rest of this shit? No, I'm good. Really gonna read and then end it. As reported by features claim that from sources familiar with the negotiation, which paints a slightly different picture. As reported by Bloomberg, Jason Schreier, two sources who requested to remain anonymous, though whose claims are supported by documentation seen by both Bloomberg and VGC, said that Platinum Games was determined to have Taylor reprise her role and wanted to secure Taylor for at least 5 sessions, paying $3,000 to $4,000 for 4 hours in that studio, for a total payment of a minimum of $1,500.
15,000.
15,000, my bad. So this is what they're saying is that they offered to pay her 4,000, basically $4,000 per hour for 4 hours to play her role,
Mhm.
and this is the amount that they said she would have gotten.
Yeah,
1,500, 15,000.
15,000.
Yeah. The report said Taylor asked for a six-figure sum as well as residuals on the game, which Platinum dismissed before holding auditions for a replacement. Bloomberg sources claim that Taylor was offered a cameo in the game at the same single session rate, so $3,000 to $4,000, which Taylor declined.
Mhm. Interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting. So, well, I mean, so, but they're not. It's not saying that she was being dishonest, though, is it?
I don't know if I go that far. Right now, I would first of all let me read this last part. Let me read the last part, right? Taylor responding to a different account of negotiation, Taylor told Schreier it was an absolute lie and that she stood by everything in her video. Taylor's original comments led to much online discussion earlier this week, with Hideki Kamiya commenting on an attitude of untruth on Twitter, and the artist who took over voicing and character in the game, Jennifer Hill, receiving abusive messages on social media before putting out a short statement of her own, which we already read.
Mhm.
And I think that's it because everything else is not behind the paywall. But she told Schreier that she wanted to move on from the whole thing. And I'm like, homegirl, like the damage is done. Like you made all those videos, the damage is done. You did that.
Yeah.
You put it out there. I went to another article on VGC. Let me see if they have the whole thing. Come on. Let me see if they have the whole thing.
Yeah. Why are you looking for it? But I do think when it comes to voice actors, people really do, especially if the voice actress is very popular and very iconic. I do believe that it should be viewed similar to the based on popularity. I do believe that that should contribute to how much money you should get.
And honestly, that's not unfair. You can do that. The problem is that when you frame your argument in a way that is misleading to what they're reporting, then that's when we have problems. And to me, what I would suggest to Miss Taylor is that if she has receipts, she better show them now. If she got receipts, she better show them now because if what they're saying is true, then it paints her in a bad light. Even though her intentions might be pure, the the way she went about it was wrong. Could be wrong. Because
Um, go ahead,
it's
go
one
ahead.
it's one thing to be like, oh, they only offered me $4,000 to voice Bayonetta. That's how she framed it as.
Hmm.
But if she's making $4,000 per session and she's having 5 sessions and she's making, $15,000, it may not be enough for that because I guarantee you, voice actors in other fields are making more. but
Way
it's a
more.
lot more than but it's a lot more than she claimed she was making. It's a lot more than what she claimed she was making, and she never made that clear.
Okay, yeah, what you're pretty much saying is that she should have been, she should have on her part given us precise detail of how much she was going to get. Like
Hmm.
she should have told us, per session, yada yada yada. But what you're saying is she wanted to make a bigger impact by just saying 4,000 in total.
Yeah, if she made a video saying that she wanted 6 figures and residuals, like a lot of people would have less sympathy for it, even though she may be justified in that pay in that pay increase.
Hmm.
She may be justified by it, but if she said that, she would not have gotten that much sympathy.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm gonna have to agree with that because there's because when it comes to voice acting, I do believe like because for example, a perfect example, right? Like you mentioned, the guy that did Sonic,
Mhm.
or even bigger example, uh, Conroy that does the voice of Batman, right?
Mhm.
A lot of people would obviously say, well, iconic voice actors like them, I mean, they should make as much money as possible because of people growing up with them. They have a huge fan base, yada yada yada, and whatnot. If she
Mhm.
feels that because uh if she feels that she deserve like top dollar because of for the sake of Bayonetta, I'm not going to fault her for that. I can't.
Yeah.
A lot of, if what she's saying is true that that Bayonetta is worth that much, then even if the 15,000 was offered, I if she felt that that was still an insult, then I'm still going to be on her side anyway.
I can
I'm still.
understand that, but I feel like it's something that she needs to mention. That's something that needs to be mentioned because the problem is that what a lot of people tend to do is they tend to tell half truths to get people on their side.
Yeah.
They don't tell the whole truth. And honestly, like she needed to come out with the whole truth. And I mean, right now, if she needs receipts, she needs receipts because I mean, this is not a good look for her. Even though I agree, I do agree with you. Like her stance could be like, oh, I need to make this and this. Like, know your worth. I 100% agree with that.
Hmm.
But the way she framed her argument was a little bit misleading based on the reports.
Yeah. Based on what you read, yeah.
Yeah, based on the reports. So, I mean, do you have anything else? Do you have anything else to say?
No, no, no. I'm pretty, much done. Like I still hope that the game overall is a success. But like my brother was saying, because he mentioned this, with James, it, regardless of which side that you're on, if you believe that she deserved to pay more, or if you think what she was offered, was fair, a lot of people were saying that this was a Nintendo issue. I don't think this is a Nintendo issue. I think this is an issue with her and the what's the company that makes the game?
Platinum games.
Yeah, I think she needs to take it up with them. I think Nintendo like is just the. I mean, I don't even know if Nintendo is even the overseer when you think about it. I
I
think
mean,
I
it's on their platform exclusively.
but do Nintendo really have the power, to tell them you need to pay her this much? I don't think so.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how Nintendo works, but
Yeah, I don't know how how that whole structure works. So for the people that think, oh, this is a Nintendo issue, Nintendo needs to step in instead of being on the sideline. I mean, I don't. I think Nintendo's hands are tied. I don't think Nintendo. It would be wise for Nintendo to force another company who's working with them in partnership, if you will, to force them to spend more money on a character, and they feel like on a voice actress, and opposed to just paying somebody else. And the person who they paid for it, how much money did she get again?
that I don't know. Jennifer Hill, I don't know. But
Okay.
like you said, she's well known. I'm sure she's making more money.
Now here's the thing. She might even it might look actually worse on them if the new voice actress, actually got paid more than what they offered to Taylor.
If what they're saying is right about her offering, wanting, six figures and residuals, like the best voice actors in gaming don't get residuals.
Oh yeah, as far as residuals, yeah, they're not going, no. They're not. It's
Yeah,
usually just a flat rate when it comes to
yeah.
voice acting. But the thing is though, you still have to somewhat view voice acting as live actors, and what I mean by that is people will always give the actors or the voice acting the more recognition than the people who are behind the scenes, the one who really put all the dirty work and all the hard work as far as editing, because editing takes months from what I've learned in school. When it comes to like the editing part, that's actually the longest. That's why movies take so long to come out on screen,
Mhm.
because all the editing, all the stuff that they have to put in, within the movie. Not the acting or the voice acting itself. Is all the behind the scenes stuff. But people always give recognition to the actor themselves, because that's obviously who they see on screen. And to me, just knowing that fact, uh you have to try to compensate and give the voice actor or the lead actor as much money as possible. So if but I still agree with you though, at the end of the day, if she only told partial truth, that still looks bad on her. But I'm still going to be on her side and say that even that money is not enough. That
Yeah,
money is still not enough. But again, I don't think this is a Nintendo issue. This is just a platinum game issue, with her. Now, if Nintendo wants to interfere and say and get involved, I mean, it's too late now. Um, but I don't think Nintendo is going to waste your time doing that when they could easily just say, just get somebody else. I'm not going to waste my time, with this person. We're a $1 billion company. We're not going to waste our time, on a voice actor. I'm pretty sure that's how Nintendo feels about the situation.
yeah. All right. Well, one more thing before we go. Bayonetta sucks. So you
Well,
have that.
you say it sucks, despite the fact you never played the game.
I played one. I played the original a long time ago. That game. I don't see what I'm not gonna say it sucks, but I don't see what the big deal with the game is.
Do you feel the same? Do you okay? Do you Before you let you go? Do you
Uh-huh.
feel the same way with Devil May Cry and Ninja Gaiden?
No, because those games look cool.
They're all at the end of the day just hack and slash. That's all
Okay,
they are.
that's fine. That's fine. But that Bayonetta hack and slash. What makes Bayonetta a 90 on Metacritic that Ninja Gaiden and Devil May Cry are like 70s and 80s?
To me, they're all the same. The only hack and slash game to me that ever stand out was the God of War games. That's
Yeah.
it. Not Devil May Cry, not Heavenly Sword, not Dante's Inferno. Even though I like Dante's Inferno, but none like of course I'm gonna be biased, but also Metal Gear Rising. Also Metal Gear Rising. But to me, all hack and slash games are pretty much generic, and they're pretty much do the exact same thing. But at the end of the day, though, you can't sit here and say, "Oh, that game sucks," but yet you praise all the other hack and slash games. I don't think that's fair.
Fuck that game. Anyways, on that note, it's time for me to go. I gotta get to work. So thank you
Aren't
guys
you?
for watching. Let me
Aren't you?
give you a
Aren't
roll call.
you late? Aren't you late?
Yeah, but I called them. They know.
Okay.
McKinley, thank you for watching. Raggedy Joe, Ryan Meadows, F, Double Shooter, Jordan Sneed, Tough Cat MLG, Ruben, Rosemai,
Okay, you got it.
Conspiracy Agent, and Malta. Thank you guys for watching. All right. So we'll be back on this channel on Monday.
Yeah, this is gonna be the same channel, guys and gals. But once again, we will eventually get back on the overrated podcast, but we're gonna do freaking sticking Nintendo. Freaking piss me off, and YouTube. But we're still gonna continue on. That's not going to stop us. We will be here, and we're going to be here on Monday. Once again, Tough Cat MOG, thank you once again for coming to the podcast. I appreciate you, bro. And everybody else, you guys are great. Please like, share, subscribe, share our content out so everybody else could watch. This is the Traditionalist 101 signing out. Have a good one.
Movie 186. I'm out. Peace.